And so I'm hoping they can fix and tie all that back around.
That'd be great.
And give us a new Force
Yeah.
that isn't good and bad, that actually has balance. The Jedi didn't want balance. The Jedi wanted power.
Right.
So it's like Lucas nailed it. And people need to shut up.
They do.
That's the summary of that.
Welcome, everybody, to the Hebrew Rebels podcast. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan.
I love movies, and he loves video games, and we both love to talk about them. And Star Wars Episode 9 comes out in 3 days, and all we can think about and talk about is Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm very tired from my rant about Star Wars.
If you want to hear his Star Wars rant, you can watch the pre-show
Yes.
on Patreon. We have all sorts of bonus content for every episode. So $1 is all it costs.
Uno
Dolores.
I know. That's what I was going to say. And then I was like, no, not one Dolores from Westworld.
I would take one Dolores.
But maybe there's infinite. Is she one or is she many?
Who knows? We haven't seen season 2 yet.
No, we haven't.
So today is special. It is not Star Wars centered. It is a celebration of video games. It is the end of 2019. The video game award, the Game Awards,
the
happened.
Keeleys were last Thursday.
Yes, and we want to talk about video games.
Yep,
our favorite video games of all time. Some video game highlights from this year, this decade, and looking forward to video games. So today will be very video game centered. So I hope you're okay with that.
Do we want to get into any movie stuff?
Like what?
I threw a couple things on here.
Okay.
I know we were talking about Star Wars.
Yes.
Do you have anything more Star Wars?
No, that was pre-show.
Vader's eyes were pre-show.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay. So another thing I noticed.
We're talking helmet.
I don't know why this is the first time I've ever seen this.
Okay.
But in in 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
I saw Darth Vader's eyes through his mask, and it creeped me out so much. The first time I saw it in episode 4, I was watching with my dad. I was like, ew, 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 ew. Like, it was so weird. I hated it.
I've never seen it.
Something about Disney Plus and how good of quality it is or something. Like, you can see his eyes many times, and I hate it.
I watched it. I didn't notice it. The first time I got weirded out was the first time I watched it on Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh, you can see the texture of the helmet. Like, you can see that it's like material. Yeah. But I never saw through the eyes.
It was egregious one time to where like I couldn't help but see it, and then every time after that I was looking for it, and I always saw it.
So that's what I'm afraid of. I'm gonna intentionally not look for it now, because once I see it once, I'll never be able to shake that.
Yeah, it was really upsetting. Like just make the lenses darker.
That seems like a really big oversight.
Yeah.
Because that is not okay. Because that's not Vader's eyes. That's David Prowse's eyes.
Right.
Who isn't even the voice or the guy or anything. He's just the...
But it's just like, it makes it less scary. Like, I don't want to see Anakin's eyes.
He's not supposed to be a person.
You're not supposed to think he's a person until 5.
Yeah.
You maybe, I don't know what people thought. Did they think he was like some weird robot machine?
Initially, probably, yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Until you see him in the egg, you're like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking the end of 5. You're like, oh, he's a dad. He's a person. But no, you literally see
until
his
you see
head.
his head. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, man. It was a weird experience for me.
That's real upsetting.
Yeah, but
I'll keep an eye out for that.
Still love the OT though.
I love overtime.
Yeah. I love getting paid overtime to watch the original trilogy.
Or standing in line watching the original trilogy.
Which I did at Disneyland. Yeah. Thank you for
that was cool.
Letting me finish watching episode 6 while we were in line for the Haunted Mansion.
I just love that that's even a thing.
Yeah. I wanted people to see me and be like, is that Disney Plus?
Oh, no. When I was looking through my Pokemon, I was very much like, everybody look at how many Pokemon I have.
I know. And the guy behind you did.
He was like... did you hear what he said?
You didn't even like talk to him though.
No, did you hear what he said though?
Not really, because I was listening to episode 6.
So I started with, because I started at the top. I didn't go through the Pokedex. I was going through my actual Pokemon, and so he's like, "Oh yeah, I know those, because it starts with Kanto, the original games." Yeah. By the time I got to Johto, the second games, he was like, "What the going on? I don't know any of these Pokemon," and all I'm thinking is, you don't have any idea, and also you've just like defined yourself, I'm not going to talk to you if you only know the originals. It's a very limited.
I think that's rather
Gen 2
exclusive.
Usually. No, I think Gen 2 people usually know.
I wouldn't know or have played them if it wasn't for you. So
I know, but he knew it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but he was interested. Like he noticed, and you're just like,
no, I didn't.
Scoff.
I didn't actually. That wasn't my response.
That's literally what you just said. You're like,
now
you don't know Gen 2. I'm not going to talk to you.
Oh, no. I didn't, but I was nice in the moment. I don't remember what exactly I said, but I was like, oh yeah, cool. Like you're acknowledging it. Like something like that. But no. And then after I was very much like, noob.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
He said he hadn't played in forever, so he probably doesn't want to.
No.
He was playing Hearthstone on his phone, which was interesting. He didn't strike me as a Hearthstone kind of guy.
Isn't that just a mobile game? Like,
I mean, it's a very
like an
popular card game.
Mobile game. Like, I feel like
I don't know if it's mobile.
Like, you don't have to be into the Hearthstone characters and IP and blah 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 blah. Like,
who makes it? It's
I don't even know.
Who makes
Blizzard?
It's Blizzard. Yeah. So
I was thinking Grindstone.
Isn't it in the world? Like the characters are World of Warcraft characters.
I was thinking Grindstone.
Right.
Which is some game Greg was into that I'm not into. So Hearthstone, you can play it on your phone?
Oh yeah. That's what I was playing it on a while back when I was like kind of liking it, but then it got too hard. Way too hard for me to care at all. Yeah. I'm like, oh no.
If it's something you care about,
the second I realized I had to pay any money to even do anything, I'm like, nope. Oh wait. I'm not falling for this again. Hearthstone.
Pokemon Go is one of the few games I'd give money to now.
Correct.
And only because of how much I've played it too.
But there's something a lot more rewarding about it.
And it's your little collection.
It's your own collection.
It's amazing.
It's not just saying like, I beat you.
Yeah.
It's like you're fulfilling your own satisfaction. Like, so good. Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
I mean, I paid $5 on whenever yesterday because
I
needed some more space and some more storage. Like, I just needed to expand.
Otherwise, you can't play.
Right.
And it's worth it. It's fun
totally
enough
worth
to play.
it. They've made it good enough to where like you deserve
right. We
money.
Stopped playing before because it wasn't good enough. Right. Now it's good enough to do that. So it's like, Maya's somebody who before was like, I will not spend 99 cents on anything in the App Store. Like that was like, I refused to spend any real money.
Yeah.
And I know people like that.
Yeah.
I was very much like, I'll pay for an app that's good, like Super Mario Run. But I'm not getting into this Candy Crush microtransaction money.
Correct.
Suck.
Yes. I don't know why I keep saying correct. Like
correct.
You're right.
No,
that's my way of agreeing for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But
it's like me with Mario Kart. Like I'm paying the monthly thing because I like all the stuff I get from it, and I think it's a great iOS game. I think it's super well done, and it deserves money. What?
I didn't even hear what game you said.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I realized I missed a game out of my list.
You have time to adjust. Did you forget it at home?
No. But
okay.
Like I don't know where to put it.
Okay. I don't know where to put any of mine. I have a.
Like I got.
Did we say what we're doing later? By the way, we're doing our top 10 favorite games of all time.
So I have,
and it's a struggle.
Always been thinking about this. Like over the years, like every year I'll think about it a little more. Like what are my favorite games? But never enough to put it down on paper. And I was like, no, I need to try to put this down on paper because when you do that, you naturally your brain will just start categorizing and figuring stuff out, and it takes iterations.
I remember when you said like you were doing a top 25. I'm like, I'm not going to get anywhere near that. I hit 25.
Yeah, it just keeps rolling.
And kept thinking of stuff.
Yeah, I missed.
And those are my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I don't play anywhere near as many games as you.
You were very doubtful.
We're going to have very different lists, though.
Oh, 100%
but I'm
very different
I'm super
lists.
excited for it.
So the goal is to do the top 10.
Yeah.
We might get into top 15, top 20, top 25.
We'll do honorable mentions, like you said.
But we don't know where that might go. Focus of this will be the top 10. I really, because when you do that, you're forced to make hard decisions.
We could just name the top 10 and not place them.
Oh, no, place them.
I definitely have like a top 3.
Okay. You can do it.
But like 5 through 10 is really hard.
I know. I spent like 30 minutes just really do I put this here or do I put this there?
Yeah.
Like it's still going to be iterative. Like this is not like the final forever.
Yeah.
Like the games that I've already played might shift on this list, but there's a really big one that I missed and that I really need to figure out where it's going to go.
Well, that's okay. We'll do that in segment 2. So stick around for segment 2, where we will do our top 10 favorite games of all time. So you have time to think about it. What else did you want to talk about until then? Anything else on here? And then I see you said you wanted to like talk about the past of games and the future of games.
Well, let's wrap up our. We'll get into the game segment in a minute.
Okay.
There were a couple movies I'd watched.
Yeah.
That I wanted to, since we've have had a bit of a break.
Oh yeah, not that anyone will probably notice, but we took 2 weeks off. It is the holidays right now. It is mid-December. We're just really busy.
But
I'm sort of stressed. I needed to take a little bit off. We're going to reimagine ourselves starting the next episode. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, we just need to take some time off. So it's been a while since we've sat down and done this.
And so there were a couple movies.
I've seen many movies
that I saw. You saw many. These were just like a couple that I'd wanted to talk about since you had seen one of them.
Yeah.
The first was Ready or Not, which
fantastic movie.
I kind of remember hearing about, but then like totally forgot about, and then watched over Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
My mom had really wanted to watch it, and so we ended up watching it, and it was a lot of fun. It was also really funny because Maya was there too, as my fiance, as we're watching a movie about getting married and having to fight for your life.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of a funny play, but I know you've wanted to talk about this for a while.
It's very gory.
Yep.
So like beware if you're not into that sort of thing.
I'm not really into it.
Right.
So I looked away a couple times because then you can still enjoy the movie without like absorbing all the gore.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
I took it all in, and it worked. It's one of the most fun movies I've ever watched.
My hand still hurts every once in a while when I think about that movie. That's why I looked away.
I had heard good things going into it.
Yeah.
I think I'd heard about this movie for a long time prior.
Yeah.
I think it had gone through festivals and stuff and finally made it to theaters.
Wow.
So I knew of it and I was like down to go see it, but it blew me away. It surpassed my expectations. What's her name? Samara Weaving, who is Hugo Weaving's niece.
What?
I don't think it's his
daughter.
daughter.
Think they were related, but I was going to say niece. I thought Emma Stone was in it when I looked at the.
Oh yeah.
And then even there was another actress, but I can't think of her name right now.
I don't think I recognize anybody in the movie except for the creepy old lady. I think I've seen her in something before.
She looked familiar, and yeah.
But I think I like that because I wasn't distracted. By like knowing people.
Just people.
It was just such a fun story.
And it's supposed to be like a rich family.
Yep.
So you shouldn't know these people.
Right.
They're rich and elite and technical difficulties.
As I was saying, it was a very clever movie.
That was funny.
It was at certain points I was thinking they were never going to find her. Mm-hmm. Like, how are they going to find her and her get away? But it was all believable.
Yeah.
Like, because they were all really stupid. Like, they weren't ready for this to happen.
They were all really cocky.
Very cocky.
And also a little nervous. But I don't want to say,
you're right.
This is one that I don't want to spoil.
Yeah.
Because it's one you can watch it really whenever.
It also gets like insane.
It's good. It's so good.
You're not ready for this movie. Like, whatever you think about this movie, you're not ready for it. So if you want to see it, I highly recommend it. Ready or Not is one of my favorite movies of the year.
It's very good.
What else?
Noel. Disney Plus. So this is a Christmas movie. It's kind of Christmassy episode. So watch Noel as well over Thanksgiving break.
Noel as well.
Anna
Kendrick and Bill Hader.
Yes. You said Anna Kendrick and I heard Anakin. And I was trying to think of something, but that's all I got. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing Bill Hader's face and then starting the movie and being like, wait, oh my God, Bill Hader's playing the son who's going to be, he's not Santa. This should be good.
Yeah.
Because she was great.
Yeah.
And just a fun little new Christmas Disney original.
So at first I was like, this could be really dumb.
Yeah.
This might be stupid. Oh no, this is pretty funny. I like it. I'm just going to roll with it. Like, I've really enjoyed this movie. It's very stupid sometimes. Like, the gimmicks. The CG sometimes is god awful. The lighting is very strange. Like, it's a weird looking movie.
It's a mix between a Hallmark and a Netflix movie.
Very Hallmarky. Yes. My dad noticed. So a lot of it takes place in this like outdoor mall.
Yeah.
Like an outlet mall kind of thing. My dad nailed it as to what happened.
Oh, yes.
They filmed everything super early in the morning before it opened so that there weren't like actual people there shopping.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why the lighting always looks like it's shining on them like straight on from the horizon. The lighting is very bizarre.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Nothing looks midday.
I just assumed, I was like, it's a Disney Plus movie, so that's why the lighting looks weird. But that makes more sense.
That's what they did, yeah.
I don't notice it on that level.
Yeah. He and I
movies,
are very...
But because you guys are more... Like, I totally see how you'd pick up on that.
But it's fine.
Yeah. And it's fun.
And I mentioned to you, it's a weird mix of the Santa Claus 2 and Elf.
That's what I thought you were going to say, your dad. I was like, oh, he came up with that?
That was me.
With the mini mall thing? But
yeah.
No, that... Santa Claus 2 and Elf, perfect.
Santa Claus 2 at the North Pole, Elf...
In the real world.
In the real world. I won't say where, but...
The real world.
Yeah.
The opposite of the North Pole.
I guess the polar opposite, yeah.
When I saw they were going there, I was like, weird, but okay.
At first I was upset. I'm like, really there?
It's real generic, but also like, this is a funny contrast.
Also, were you annoyed by the guy always wearing shirts that were like...
Which guy? The detective?
The dad, yeah. He always wore... those teams of that city. Is like, we know you're there.
His wardrobe was bizarre.
I get it.
He's into it. That's his thing.
Yeah, but okay.
I think there was was there a college one too? Or something? Yeah, yeah.
Probably football, basketball, and college. It's like, dude, I know.
I definitely recognized it, but didn't like overthink it.
Yeah.
But yes, 100%.
His son was great.
Yeah.
Super cute kid. He was really good. And it kind of made me cry towards the end a little bit. Like I teared up a little bit.
Yeah. They nailed it.
Don't expect anything much from it. Like
just
enjoy it.
There's two Christmas movies that exist.
Uh-huh.
Santa Claus and Elf.
Right.
Everything else is like, those two Christmas movies people made? Uh-huh. Let's make stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what, even 50 years before, somehow they figured that out.
Right. Yeah.
That those two movies were going to come out.
And they're
like, let's just make stuff
so
that we have stuff that people can kind of feel until those movies come out.
Right.
Because if we were to do a definitive Christmas movie list, it'd be 1, 2.
Oh,
I shouldn't have come up with that right now.
Yeah.
Because I know.
That'll be a next year thing.
Yeah.
We'll do that next year.
Okay.
But you're right.
We'll see how Noel holds up.
That could be top 10 for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really liked it.
I don't even have 10 Christmas movies, and then who knows? Maybe we'll have 25 by the time we start to think about it.
Definitely don't have 10 Thanksgiving movies.
0? I have episodes of TV.
Have you ever seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Nope.
It's a Thanksgiving movie. And like I said, to me, Home Alone is a Thanksgiving movie, but it's not about. It is, but I watch it for Thanksgiving.
Nightmare Before Christmas should be a Thanksgiving movie because it's
the average of Halloween and Christmas.
Exactly. Oh my God, I haven't watched that one yet.
That's funny.
I don't know when I'm gonna watch it. Every year I watch it at a different time.
Yeah. Because
it's so creepy. I feel like I want to watch it during Halloween.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I don't mind it for Christmas.
Exactly. Because a lot of the plot is Christmas.
It's in the name.
Yeah. I fixed my list.
Okay.
So I'm good to go on game stuff whenever we're ready.
Let's do it.
There was
the list will be after though. Segment 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be the end of segment 2. So after spending 20 minutes failing about what we were going to talk about with the Game Awards, we figured out we're just going to talk about the Game Awards.
Some of that might be bonus content if you want to see, but
so they happened last Thursday.
Yes.
Now the Game Awards are something that I have been watching for 10 years at least, if not more. They have evolved. The last 5 years have been the Keeleys, which I saw somebody refer to these as, hosted by Jeff Keighley, organized by Jeff Keighley, run by Jeff Keighley. This was his 5th one.
Have they always been the Game Awards?
Nope.
They had a different name, right?
Yep. I'll get into that.
Yeah.
So he started the Game Awards. He literally by the seat, like he put everything on the line. This became his thing.
Yeah.
And arguably has now propelled him to an even bigger place in the industry. He knows people and what, but he was already like an industry person.
Yeah.
More than that. He and No Clip actually did a documentary. One of their videos talking with him about the Game Awards.
A video essay?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what to call their videos. Yeah. They're really cool though. And he talks about how he was at the first ever video game award show. Not the first Game Awards, not the first Video Game Awards.
Yeah.
The first ever award show ever conceived about video games.
When was that?
And it took place in the 90s.
Wow.
And it was called... Okay, so the first ever Video Game Award show was called Cybermania 94. The Ultimate Gamer Awards.
Okay.
It involved the likes of Leslie Nielsen was like doing, like presenting, and maybe even like narrator type stuff. I don't remember. I remember him though.
Yeah.
And I remember a kid, one of the most confident children I have ever seen, come up and talk and give an award.
You've watched these like...
So they had the full show on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
I had to watch the first ever Video Game Awards show. So I kind of watched it while I was doing other stuff.
How long was it?
Oh, it's 2.5 hours.
Really?
Wow. No, they went full, it had the commercials. It had everything.
Yeah.
So it was like fun to go like right back into the 90s.
Back to the 90s, yeah.
But literally, it was something of a joke as Naked Gun star Leslie Nielsen and Home Improvement's Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Is he the other guy?
Presided over a show with awkward rap breakdowns, live wrestling, and an extended defense of hacking.
Oh, man, it sounds...
So I'm pretty sure Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and this is who I was just going to bring up next, is the child that I was referring to.
Oh.
And so this is 1994. This kid, at the time, was on the top of the world. The kid that I'm referring to was the voice of Simba in The Lion King. Yes, that's who it was. And I was just like, oh my God, I didn't know it was possible to be that confident as a kid. And then I was like, oh, well, he was the lead in one of the best Disney movies ever. So clearly he...
And a pretty popular
top of his
sitcom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Home Improvement, which I didn't watch, but I can respect it from a distance.
Sure.
Regardless. So Keeley was at that show.
Okay.
I think he was
a fan.
14 years old.
Wow.
And he was there. So he has been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
He's seen it. He has been in love with video games. It's just been a passion thing of his. Also found out recently he did No Clip type stuff before No Clip.
Okay. Like doing documentary type things
going
on
to
things he was interested
and,
in. Yeah.
And getting stories about like how stuff was made and behind the scenes, and not just this is a game and this is what this game is, which is what most of the industry is.
Yeah.
It's where did it come from?
Yeah.
So this has been the last 5 years. Before that, when I started watching, it was the Spike VGAs.
I remember you mentioning that.
Yep. So the Spike Video Game Awards. And that was when I first heard about Video Game
Awards.
Awards.
Like as in Spike TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was broadcast on TV every year. You know, G4, when G4 was a big thing, and they actually had video game television networks, and the industry was still like, we're Hollywood, but they're really not Hollywood. So they were trying to be Hollywood, and every show would have all these celebrities. And the definitive one that sticks in my head was like one where Samuel L. Jackson showed up.
Wow.
And it was like, it seemed like it was cool at the time. But now 5 years into the Game Awards, I'm so happy this
was
is
it
now
like as awkward as if like a celebrity goes to the Kids' Choice Awards and gets slimed? They're like, wow, why am I here?
So they seemed happy to be there, but it was definitely more that vibe.
Because like to me, like what does Samuel L. Jackson have to do with video games?
He's a celebrity, so let's get him because he's a celebrity.
Exactly.
So
he's just probably just collecting a paycheck, which is upsetting.
And that's why, like, even now, every year, people are on the alert for that kind of stuff. In that, where it's just like, this doesn't fit the industry. So this was a great show. 2018 last year, I think was just, it was perfect for the format and everything. They nailed it. Reveals and whatnot. But this is an off year. And we'll talk about that, like where we are in the industry, with
which there's gonna be
stuff.
Like the three, whatever the tent poles of gaming can't be on top of their game every single year. It fluctuates. There's waves. Like
although it's starting to seem that way.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Game Awards come around, so this year, just to kind of get into it, Game of the Year nomination. I think everybody kind of felt like this was a down year. because last year we literally had God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Celeste. It was insane. Like the number of huge games last year, it was like duking it out. Last year at the Game Awards, I was the most invested I've ever been because I really wanted a game to win.
Yeah.
And I knew it was up against competition.
It was like your champion.
And the whole night, Red Dead. Oh, for right. Audio, for performance, for all these different awards. Red Dead. But it gets to the end, Game of the Year, and God of War wins.
Yeah.
And it was like, yes. Like
that's like the Oscars.
And they had been sitting there all night, like waiting, and they got the one.
Yeah.
Like you got the one. It doesn't matter. And I think they may have won other ones.
It's like a lot of times, like a movie will win a ton of Oscars.
Yeah.
All you care about is Best Picture.
Yep. They can make that work.
You care about the other stuff, but
because you can still use that Oscar award winning, even if it's not for Best Picture.
Sure.
But yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
It stands apart.
That's right. I remember that now.
And so last year was great. Like it was epic. And this year it was kind of like nobody knows who's going to win. Like it wasn't even between two. Like all, I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
What was nominated this year?
5, 6 games. We had The Outer Worlds from Obsidian, which is like a return to the traditional like New Vegas style RPG that people love. They made New Vegas. Okay. As opposed to the new Fallout games, which people have been a little upset about.
Sure.
So one of the weird nominations, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it missed the cutoff for last year, so it became this year.
When did it come out?
Right, like the night of or after the Game Awards.
Oh, weird.
So the cutoff was, it's the same thing that will happen this year with Jedi Fallen Order not being included in the Game Awards.
It came out a bit before, though.
But it was this complicated
like a month
thing of it, like
they were already rolling with their nominations
are
and stuff.
due before and people hadn't played it and people are talking about it like they might change it next year because of this.
Yeah.
The next one, Resident Evil 2 remake, which came out in January. So again, people were worried because it came out so long ago.
Have people forgotten about it? Kind of thing, like because that's the way it is with movies. Like if movies come out in February, you're not winning Best Picture probably,
which is wrong.
Well, no, it's just that the people don't put their movies out then. That's when the bad movies come out. The best movies come out like fall to the end of the year.
So the game industry used to be like that. Where every big game came out in the fall.
Yeah.
It got so crowded that
they had to spread
a couple studios and companies started being like, well, let's do February.
Cyberpunk is coming out in April.
Yeah. And that never used to happen.
Yeah.
Now you can release any time of year and you get, people were like, hey, but what if we release in this month when no one else is releasing? It's like, we can have it all to ourselves. God of War came out in April. There's a few other ones in there.
Yeah.
Other games nominated. Control by Remedy. Now this game I've heard many good things about. I'm waiting to play it on a better console, which might be a mistake, but whatever. Death Stranding, the controversial Kojima Jeff Keighley buddy. If that one's Game of the Year, is it collusion? Is it?
Oh, interesting.
People were very concerned about that.
Are they that close?
I mean, Keighley a few years ago when Kojima was having issues with Konami had a whole speech at the Game Awards about like support for Kojima.
I remember that.
He wasn't allowed to go to the Game Awards, and then the next year he was no longer working for Konami. He went to the Game Awards. They cheered. They celebrated. Like this has been this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then Keighley shows up in Death Stranding, and people are like,
he does
as a hologram somewhere. Yeah.
As not as Jeff Keighley.
Yeah. Well, not as Jeff Keighley, but it's his model.
That's so
as
weird.
A hologram
That's
somewhere.
So weird.
And then the last one that was nominated was Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah.
Which is a From Software. They make Bloodborne and Dark Souls and whatnot. Sekiro was a different take on that genre. Still Souls, where it's like very difficult and you got to perfect it, but a little more forgiving. Of these games, I own two of them, including Smash, and have played.
What's the other one?
Smash is the only one I've played. However,
what's the other one you
own Sekiro.
Okay.
When I went to Japan earlier this year, I took a Game Informer with me.
Yeah.
And there was a whole spread on Sekiro. And I had been kind of into it, and I read that while I was there. And that combined with being there and wanting to play. I was so hyped for this game when I was there.
Yeah.
And I got back and I got it, and I just never played it because it was on sale. And I'm so mad at myself.
Yeah.
Because it won.
Yeah.
And all I want to do is play it now. but nobody saw that coming.
Did it win anything else?
It might have not. That was announced because they have, just like at the Oscars where they win other awards that aren't done on stage.
They showed, because they ran through, like, they would do like things in batches. Yeah. And they did stuff in pre-show. I felt like they might have done everything, but
they might have. I just don't know how many categories there are, so I don't know if it won something else. Yeah. Like, I don't know what won best PS4 game.
Oh, that's a thing.
Like that's a thing. Even.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Switch game.
Too on the nose. I feel like
again, everything's changing a lot.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to divide it like that.
But it always
That's like saying, what's the best Marvel movie of the year?
But it's always been divided like that. Well, consoles and movie studios are very different. And what happens when Disney has a bunch of theaters and Netflix has a bunch of theaters?
But it's okay. So, like,
it's gonna get weird.
The fact that a Nintendo exclusive can win Game of the Year, a PlayStation exclusive can win Game of the Year. I don't know if an Xbox exclusive has won Game of the Year, but, like, they can all do it. You can make the best game.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what's the best of each one. Like, they're all equal in my mind.
But what if there's a bunch of exclusive games that aren't Game of the Year but still deserve recognition?
Yeah.
Nobody knows the right format. Everybody is still just like, is this the best way to do it?
Yeah.
People aren't sure. But
it's still plenty enjoyable.
Sekiro winning Game of the Year was, I think, the best case scenario. I didn't see anybody predict that. I think
because you were thinking maybe
RE2.
Yeah.
Resident Evil remake. I've heard all year, heard nothing but good things about that.
Yeah.
And I still really want to play that. Control. I had heard a lot about. Control actually won IGN's Game of the Year.
Nice.
And they got a bunch of hate for that because that's what happens when you have an opinion.
Now, so the other websites, are they taking into consideration the same nominations? Or is that just, they just pick that movie, or sorry, that game as their favorite?
They nominate their own games.
Gotcha.
They vote on their own games.
Gotcha.
Internally.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's all employees.
Okay.
So I think even Kind of Funny is going to do their Game of the Year and all of that. But they do theirs in, like, they're going to do it in January.
Oh, really?
They're going to wait.
Cool.
I think I heard them say that.
Well, and that's why the Oscars are in February, because it takes into account all of the previous year. And January to December.
They moved it, though, right? It used to be in January. I think I heard.
Could be.
And they moved it back.
It keeps getting later, it seems. But regardless, it's the next year.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
So Game Awards as a whole. So that was what won Game of the Year. I'll let me rattle off a couple other nominations, and then we'll just talk about the awards show.
Yeah.
And some big stuff. So action game nominees were Apex Legends, Astral Chain, which was a platinum game for Switch. I'm sure you've seen the trailer, but it was like police people, and they had like, I'm not even going to begin to explain that. Devil May Cry 5, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Gears of War 5, and Metro Exodus.
Yeah, Metro. I forgot about that.
Do you know which game won?
Oh man, they all blend together in my mind. Apex? No.
So
wait. No, I don't remember.
Devil May Cry 5 won.
Oh yeah.
And I've heard this is kind of like the return of Devil May Cry, a series I've never played, but have heard very good things about the new one.
Yeah.
As a return to form. So good for Capcom.
So action game.
Yes, action game.
So not necessarily shooter.
And then action adventure.
Okay.
And so I've heard many discussions this year about like all these categories are honestly very confusing.
Yeah.
What goes where, and so they may have to rethink how they do this.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. So action adventure game, Borderlands 3, Control, Sekiro, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, and The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
That's an action adventure game?
And that's where this stuff gets confusing. Guess what won?
Death Stranding.
Sekiro.
God.
So there you go.
I watched this show.
It won. I don't think they announced that one.
Okay.
I think that was one they didn't show because I remember hearing that won. So that I really want to play that game now.
Yeah.
And I owe it to myself because it's gonna be hard.
I'm down for that. I'm down for a hard game, which is why I'm excited for Fallen Order. Like, I kind of want to challenge myself a bit.
And That might be your best introduction into
a Souls-like game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because have you heard that it's a little Souls-like?
Yeah.
Which
from you and everywhere. Yeah.
Best decision.
Yeah.
Because then there's like, it's not just push A bunch. You have to know what you're doing and use strategy.
I'm fine with. Like, I don't mind dying if you're meant to die.
Except sometimes you have to do it like 50 times.
That's okay. I will get frustrated. I know I will get frustrated.
I've not played one yet, so I still don't know how I'm personally going to respond. I think I'm going to like it. I think I'm really going to like it. I
enjoy when I get upset. Like, I find that fun. Like, I will be pissed.
Because if you overcome it.
But you're making me have emotions, which is what I like. Mm-hmm. I like when a movie makes me cry, and if a video game can like make me pissed at you because I can't beat you, that's cool. Because I don't like when a game is too easy.
It's not. It's just like I'm just moving through it. Mm-hmm. I can watch a movie if it's gonna be this easy.
Like God of War. Like, did that challenge you a bit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Which
good.
One? All of them.
God of War. The one you love the most.
The first one.
PS4.
Oh, because see, the first PS2 game was called God of War.
I know.
But I'm messing with you.
It's the only one you've ever talked about on this freaking podcast.
It's challenging.
Yeah.
And
there's difficulties, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But the gameplay itself, like there are some moments that are, I thought to myself, Souls-like.
Yeah.
But not the game as a whole. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll hit a couple more. Art direction, Death Stranding, Grease,
Grizz,
Control, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sekiro, and Link's Awakening. And the winner was?
I want to say Grease because I know it won something.
Control.
Damn it!
But that I think probably would have been second place.
Yeah.
Because that had a really cool art style that I've heard from people say it's not really like a game.
Yeah.
You don't even realize, like, I mean, you know you're playing a game, but it's like a whole nother thing.
Like, would Flower and Journey have won Best Art Direction? Journey. Because it's so different.
Yeah, possibly. I could go back and look. Because I'm a little curious now.
But we don't have to on this, but I'm just...
That was a special game.
Yeah.
We'll do one more. Audio design. Mix it up a little. Control. Death Stranding. Modern Warfare. The new one, not the old one.
Yep. So annoying.
Gears 5. Resident Evil 2. Sekiro.
The new one, not the old one.
Yes.
Don't even ask me.
Modern Warfare.
I was going to say that.
I'd heard a lot of people talking about the audio design in this game. It's one that I still want to play, but there's just so many other things ahead of it.
Everyone I talk to says it's super, super frustrating, which is weird. Because the multiplayer.
Because it's probably new and different, and I can't pick it up and do the same thing.
Also heard that the campaign is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Which is what I care about.
I know.
I'll play it eventually. I got other stuff to...
When it's cheap.
Yeah.
Next year, when the new Call of Duty comes out and you can get it for $14 or something.
$5.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the main awards. There was some other big stuff that happened during the show, though. Including how we opened the show. Not quite open, although it felt like the opening to the show.
Yeah.
When they hit us with that commercial for the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
That was crazy.
How did I react?
You stood up on your bed, and you're a tall person, so I think your head was probably hitting the ceiling, so you were ducking.
Yeah. I didn't know what was happening, but I had to stand. Like, I always do.
It was a weird kind of trailer for Xbox games.
Yeah.
And we were like, what is this? Is this a Halo commercial? It was very bizarre.
Just an Xbox commercial?
Sure. Which it could have been.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then they're like, yeah, here's our new console. Like, huh?
That I will never forget that trailer. Just because the whole time as you're processing and then you're like, that's definitely Master Chief.
Yeah.
Which means this is definitely Xbox, but that was also soccer and that was also a car.
Right.
What's going on here?
Right.
And those don't look like games. Is this just like, play Xbox?
Xbox in the real world.
And then they zoom out and it's that really tall black box and you're just like, that's not a thing. What is this? Oh my God, that's the console. I will never forget. Every year from the Game Awards, I just want one of those moments.
Yeah.
One of those moments to tie to each Game Awards that I will never forget.
Just later, maybe. Maybe later in the show.
No. I think it was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Because you do that later and it won't necessarily hit the same.
I don't know.
That at the end of the show, because this is my opinion, there was really nothing else.
Exactly.
No. With the Xbox.
Right. Oh,
they showed it to us, but
they didn't even talk about it. Well, no. What's his face came out? Phil Spencer came out.
He did come out and say that, but it was. I think it was a great decision to start to do that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Catch everybody off guard, because by the end of the show your expectations are even bigger. And you would just want more.
Well, I'm sure Xbox wanted to do it as early as possible, so as many people as possible saw it.
That's a really good point.
So if they paid more money to have it earlier or something, or if Jeff Keighley was just like, yeah, whatever Xbox wants to do.
Start it. I think because then it wasn't very long after that they showed the first PS5 game.
Yes, PS5 game. Nothing about the PS5.
No,
but yeah.
But just putting that together in terms of like, this is happening, this is real,
right?
This is all you're getting this year. Imagine what next year is going to be. It's going to be all next gen.
It'll all be next gen, but we'll know we'll have the consoles already.
Yeah. Oh no. Aside from the consoles, just in terms of the games.
Yeah.
I failed to mention Xbox also showed off Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade 2, which.
Oh God. Ugh.
Yeah. So pretty much every single person shares in that sentiment. A lot of people are like, I don't want to play this, but wow. Like, I can give respect to whatever that was. I mean, it made us feel.
I don't know if I remember even seeing what the gameplay is going to be.
They didn't show the gameplay.
Oh, then what am I supposed to be impressed by?
The way it looks.
What?
That's the way the game
commercial
look.
Okay.
It was almost photorealistic. That is what the landscapes and stuff, that's not. See, and this is what's going to change this generation.
Yeah.
That's not CG landscapes like we're used to seeing, and like that's not gameplay.
I hope not, because I know that we've said that in the past, and it usually lets me down.
I think this generation has actually held up with what they showed.
I hope so. PS4?
Yeah.
Or
No, this generation. If you go back and look at the PS4 tech demos,
yeah,
and then you look at some of the facial animation on Uncharted 4 and God of War, it looks that good.
Things just don't always live up quite to what they make it seem when they're like, this is real in-game footage. It's like, yeah, but it's not going to look like that when I put it in my console.
And so we don't know yet.
Yeah.
I think this might finally be.
I really hope so.
The crossing of that barrier.
Yeah.
And it's going to change over the course of the generation as well.
Yeah.
But see, you also haven't played God of War.
No, I know. Yeah.
And I haven't played Red Dead 2, which has also pushed things.
Yeah.
Like, so we already are kind of seeing stuff like that. Even Horizon. When I played that, I'm like, how does this game look like this?
Yeah.
And that's this generation. We're about to quadruple or quintuple our power.
That's crazy.
It's going to get insane. I do believe
I do remember that trailer. I'm like, yeah, this looks great.
This will be the generation where we get photorealistic graphics. It's not going to, you're not going to be like, that's a person.
Right. Ever.
No, 100%. So it'll happen.
Yeah, you're right.
The Avatar movies are a good example. You can still tell it's not real.
Yeah.
But the next ones, you might think they're real.
Yeah. By Avatar 5.
3? 2? Maybe even 2, man.
I'll give him till the last one, honestly. I'll give him that much.
Regardless, this generation has made me accept I don't even need the graphics to get any better. So the fact that they're going to get a little bit better, and then probably even a lot, is exciting.
Yeah.
What were some other highlights? That
My favorite moment was Beaker and Honeydew.
Oh my god.
The Muppets.
Muppet Labs.
Oh, dude. Beaker coming out with the VR headset on. He's just one of the most hilarious characters ever in general.
He's great.
But then you throw him into like video games and like put him in a VR situation. Like, it was so funny. Oh my god. And then.
So I'm really sad because it's not real. But with the amount of buzz it got, they might make it real. But they showed us a little trailer of Beaker in untitled Beaker game.
Yep.
And it was him running around with the goose from Untitled Goose Game, and magic was created. That's really, I don't know what else to say about that.
And then What was the award? Was it like most influential game or like something very awkward?
So I haven't seen anybody talk about this.
Nothing negative?
Nobody has pointed this out.
Okay.
However, I still think we're on it with this.
Yeah.
So the entire bit was to present the award for games for impact.
Yeah.
Games about depression.
Things that...
And real heavy topics.
Real life meaning.
And they're making a joke of it. And even while they're giving the award and
the
presenting
Muppets
the
are
award,
up there like,
they're all like, we're Muppets.
Yep, suicide. Like, ooh.
Yeah. So I'm actually shocked nobody's pointed that out.
Yeah.
But I guess that's a good thing.
For sure. But like even the people who accepted it seemed kind of like...
They were annoyed.
They were foreign, I think, right?
Yeah.
Some kind of European. And they were just like, why are the Muppets here on stage with us? Like, this is supposed to be our platform to give our speech. And Honeydew is up there just kind of staring at me. It felt weird.
I saw someone say after this that Beaker became their favorite Muppet over the Swedish chef.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, those are the two best Muppets for
great.
sure.
But that means you're saying that Kermit is not your favorite.
He's not.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think those guys he's more
They're
iconic.
funnier, yeah.
But the crazy
The Muppets are great,
way
though.
funnier.
The Muppets are great.
They need to do more with them.
They were supposed to be on Disney Plus and they canceled it.
Are they coming to something else?
No, they were going to do a show and they canceled it. They scrapped it. There were like creative differences and they didn't do it.
Wow, I missed that.
Yeah.
But we had that whole bit that was great. And then actually the Donald Mustard,
Yes.
the Epic Games,
Yes.
Fortnite guy came out.
Creative director? Something like that?
He's like, no, I think he's like
Mr. Epic?
Games guy. Yeah, I could be wrong there.
Is he Mr. Epic or Mr. Fortnite?
Mr. Epic. I think he's
Damn,
Mr.
that's
Epic.
crazy.
Let me double check though. Worldwide creative director at Epic Games, Fortnite.
Worldwide creative director. Okay, yeah.
So maybe he is the Fortnite guy?
Well, at Epic, but I think that's all they're working on right now.
It's their biggest thing, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Regardless, he is one of the biggest people in the industry at this right now, considering how big Fortnite is, and I've seen him in interviews and stuff, and he came on to talk about this event that they had last Saturday.
Weird hair.
Yeah, I did notice that. When you're famous, you can do weird hair.
Sure. But normal guy.
I mean, as far as we know.
Yeah. Very well spoken.
This event last Saturday, he was on there to promote it, and you had sent me a question about this.
Uh-huh. Was it even a question? It was a shared hatred.
I think you just sent it to me, and you're like, "What do you think?" Like you were waiting for me before you jumped on your opinion, and then I immediately shared in your opinion, and so the floodgates opened.
So I don't remember where I saw it, probably on Instagram or Reddit or something, but Fortnite is going to be premiering a scene from Star Wars Episode 9. And I was like, no.
That's not supposed to happen.
How about we don't do that?
Yep.
And you agreed.
Oh no, because I had seen it. So when you sent that to me,
right,
I was just like, "Yep, nope." Like I'm very against this.
But then they started talking about it on the Game Awards,
and brought a guest clip of JJ talking about it, and I was like, "Damn it! Oh, I want to be a part of this." I think.
Well, it was the fact that obviously Disney, Star Wars have signed on to this, otherwise it would not be happening. No. But when you see JJ, the director, like this is his baby, and he's like, I'm gonna be there, and you're like, okay,
I want to be there with you.
If you're there, why shouldn't I be there?
That's exactly it.
So,
turns out this clip had been shown before.
Oh, really?
So
the scene from the movie?
Yeah, somewhere. I didn't actually keep reading through, but they were like, it turns out this clip wasn't brand new, which made me happy.
Okay.
Because I was like, okay, good. But we and most people hadn't seen it, so it must be like that was the designated clip to use for stuff.
This is what we're going to use to like draw people in.
Yeah. And so
this is the least spoilery 30 seconds of the movie we can possibly find.
And so we showed up on Saturday. We got in the game. People were having problems. I think we actually were
we were smooth.
Fortunate with how easy it was.
We got him sort of early.
Yep.
And it got delayed by 10 minutes.
Oh,
because people were having problems.
The funny thing was I was like, you know what? After last time, and it didn't work
for chapter 2.
I don't
All the
even know
episodes and seasons and chapters. I'm getting confused.
Was it for the black hole that I didn't get in?
Yes.
Okay, so for that, I gotten in too late, and so I was like, oh, let me just get this pulled up now, get this done with. I was like, oh my God, I don't have Fortnite installed.
Right.
Because my PS4 had just crashed, and I
lost everything.
Wiped it and had to re-download everything. And I was like, let me get this downloading. And I was like, I might not be able to get in. This might take too long. And it said 15 minutes. And I was like, perfect.
To download.
Yeah. Now it had the 2 bars where it ends and then it goes. And I was like, well, it says 15 minutes, so I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
Because once that was done, then it was like 30 more minutes to download the rest of it. Yeah. But I think the rest of it was probably Save the World.
Screw that game.
I think they probably do Battle Royale first, get that in, and then
they didn't premiere Star Wars and Save the World, did they?
They definitely did not. Hey, man.
I'm sorry.
Matter? No.
I'm still laughing at the people who are upset about
that they
the
couldn't play
downtime
for 2 days. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I got nothing for you. Sorry if you were one of those people.
Sorry, did your game make billions of dollars? Nah.
Yeah, it's Fortnite. That's not what people paid for. Sorry.
Anyways.
But we got in there. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I couldn't join your party. It was giving me an error, and I was like, is this because it's not downloading?
Fully downloaded, yeah.
And it said I had no friends. And then I was like, let's try it again.
Yeah.
And it worked. So
okay. Yeah.
And then it was like, can't join because you had it set to duos. I don't know if I told you that. Remember, it was like, it says that we can't play together. Maybe we can't play together. Because you had it on duos, and it was like, this game mode will not work.
Because it wasn't available at that point,
and it was just because you could only do the Star Wars event.
Well, that's funny. Before the Star Wars event was an option, I had it on duos because I didn't know they were going to make it like a Star Wars only thing. So it switched over while I was still in duos, and it was like confused. So when I switched it, then we were good.
And we were good because we loaded that up and we jumped in. And the music was going.
And we kept getting shot by people.
But before we got shot, we floated down in our TIE fighter.
Yep.
And I was like even a little anxious.
And it was so loud. So unbelievably loud. I couldn't hear you.
I remember that. I was able to fix my audio mix, but yeah, that was bizarre.
Yeah.
There's a very loud Star Wars music.
The music, yeah.
How long did we have? Like 10 minutes?
Until it started?
Until it started?
More. Because we were 10 minutes early, and then they delayed it by 10 minutes.
But in terms of the countdown, we had 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And we're very upset because we kept getting killed.
Not kicked out of the lobby,
which is what I thought was going to happen.
But we kept having to respawn, and I had to keep listening to the loud music and the loud TIE fighter, so every 10 seconds I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I went swimming.
For the first time?
For the first time.
Yeah.
And for the whole time, so that nobody could shoot me.
Yeah.
I was just in the water swimming and diving and jumping and stuff.
I will say I'm annoyed that I could get shot and killed, and I'm annoyed that they destroyed the drive-in movie theater where it was supposed to be premiered. Like that made sense. I wanted to watch it in a movie theater, and literally everything was gone.
But I guess the reason they didn't care was because they had stuff
for it
designated for the event.
But it could have still worked.
No, because I thought about that after. I was like, oh, I was upset about that too, and then I was like, oh, I forgot there was even supposed to be a drive-in.
Sure. Yeah.
I also hadn't played the new map, so I wasn't like.
I didn't know Risky Reels was there.
It really felt very like foreign, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But Jeff Keighley's disembodied voice speaking to us from I don't even know.
It was very comforting.
It was awesome.
Like he was the voice of God.
It really
in
was.
Fortnite. I'm like, Jeff, where are you?
Knowing it was a real person talking to us.
Telling us live that they were having problems and they were going to delay it by 10 minutes. I'm like, how are you doing this? How are you talking to me in my video game?
Amazing. I love it. I want more of this.
It worked relatively perfectly.
Yeah. 10 minutes. So and that's what you were saying. They added 10 minutes to allow more people to join. And I was like, damn, I'm really happy we're not one of those people.
Yeah.
Because I did hear from reading people's articles of their experiences, like not everybody was able to get in.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But
But he did say that everyone gets the TIE fighter that was probably logged in for that day or something.
Which was all that mattered.
Yeah. In the end,
I think for a lot of people, they joined to get the TIE fighter.
Yeah,
that's true. Because even if they weren't able to get in, you could go on Twitch and watch people doing it, so you could still participate live.
We experienced something I didn't even think we would ever experience.
Yeah.
There were so many layers to what happened that I wasn't ready for.
We're standing there.
Yeah.
The countdown starts.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what happened first because I haven't rewatched it, but I think the big ships flew in.
The platform went up.
the platform went up.
Yeah,
And
which I didn't know was a
floating
platform.
and flying up.
Yeah.
Right? Take it.
So we're going up in the air. The platform stops. And the Falcon arrives.
Was the Falcon first or were the Empire ships first?
I believe the Falcon was first.
Okay.
Because it's coming into land where we are. And we're like, do we move? And then all the Empire ships show up.
That's what it
and
was.
The TIE fighters start shooting at it. And it's like, oh, nope, gotta go.
Yeah.
And they added this new feature, I think, where you could hold L2 to like lock onto the focus of what was happening,
Like
which was
cinematic
so great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy they did that. And we're watching the Millennium Falcon fly around the Fortnite map, getting chased by TIE fighters, shooting TIE fighters down, doing moves that we've seen from like episode 7 where it like stalls and like starts nosediving and it shoots at one of the TIE fighters and then like, oh my God, it was so cool. And apparently like there's wreckage sites on the map now of TIE fighters.
Oh my God.
There's a First Order Stormtrooper blaster as an actual weapon in the game now.
Okay, we need to play.
Uh-huh.
I haven't even played. I didn't know any of this stuff was in the game.
Anyways, the Falcon defeats all the TIE fighters.
Yep.
Comes to land where we are. We all get kicked off.
Kicks us off, yeah.
And then the platform lowers. Tons of Star Destroyers still in the sky, including a massive one.
Yeah.
So the Falcon's on the ground, and then Jeff Keighley's hologram robot character guy walks out of the Falcon.
Did he walk out of the Falcon?
Uh-huh.
I remember the Stormtrooper walking out of the Falcon.
He walked out.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. He might have just appeared.
I think
he came out though.
I thought it was the Stormtrooper with the container, and then
You're right.
and then he appeared once they got to the front of the stage.
No, Jeff was definitely there first.
Okay.
And starts talking to us as a character on the stage, which we can't get to. We can't stand on it. And then this weird Stormtrooper starts coming out doing like dances and stuff, like the chicken dance.
Yeah.
Like with this hovering box.
Like they had in episode 4.
The hovering box?
Yeah, they pushed that into when the crew of Stormtroopers went, and they had that like container, and they pushed it into the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When they're going to like see what's in there?
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't piece that together. And apparently it was somebody from Star Wars. He says he's J.J. Abrams' like best friend. And I think I deduced that it's Greg Grunberg. It wasn't him.
I found out who it was.
Who was it?
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz.
And you know what? I didn't know who that name was. Ralphio. From Parks and Rec.
It was?
Yeah, John Ralphio.
Are you serious?
I've looked it up today, and I was like, what?
Okay, he was in Star Wars Episode 7.
I didn't know
that.
I didn't know he was either.
I mean, I've seen him in some stuff, but I mean, he's John Ralphio to me, like only.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's really weird.
Yep.
Okay, so he was the Stormtrooper on
when
stage.
I saw his name today, I was like, was that who Jordan thought it was? I guess that's who he thought it was. And so no,
not at all.
Okay, yeah. So
I mean, I literally what I googled was who was J.J. Abrams' best friend, and it was the person I thought it was.
That's funny.
Who was in Star Wars and A Star Is Born, as I told you. Like, so I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I must be right if I thought it was that, and the Google says it's him.
JJ was involved with Star Is Born?
No, that guy was in Star Is Born.
Oh, just
remember?
in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben Schwartz. Okay. So yeah, they're talking to us. They're just we're having a good time, showing us that it's live, not pre-recorded. They're like doing like interesting things, and then JJ Mother Effin' Abrams comes out in his JJ Mother Effin' Abrams skin.
Hey, I look a lot skinnier than.
And I was just like, wow.
I am. Yeah, that was amazing. That's what I was hoping for, and I was like, they won't do that, and they did it.
Like, God, Fortnite, you are just. I do not hate you by any means. Like, I'm definitely over your game, but you are incredible.
How much would you pay for a skin of yourself?
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd like that.
Really?
What I do think there should be is a customizable skin feature where you can just make a skin like you can in other games.
Yeah.
My dad was even asking, like, so you can just like kind of make yourself. I'm like, no, you really can't. You really just have to earn or buy everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. What and then what?
No, and then that was the presentation, and JG was out there and he starts talking, and it was all kind of surreal, and people are jumping around, and we're like, oh my god, this is happening. The first thing they do, the first like interactive thing they do, there's 4 platforms separate from the main stage, and they're like, we're gonna have a vote on what do you guys think the scene is gonna be. The 4 options were a Kylo and Rey power ballad, so fight. We've seen that in the trailer.
No, that's a song.
Is it really?
A power ballad is a song. Yes.
Oh my god, I really thought it was like a fight.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No, ballad.
Okay. Knights of Ren, Jedi Mind Trick, and Darth Jar Jar.
Which is obviously what I voted for.
The first official recognition of Darth Jar Jar that I can think of.
By Star Wars.
Officially by Star Wars, yeah. So we definitely voted for that.
Obviously 2 of them were jokes.
Yes.
Yes.
Or not.
Well, you thought only one was.
Yeah. That's just, which made me think none of them were.
Right.
And I was very excited, but now that's making more sense.
Yeah. And I didn't want it to be Knights of Ren because I only want that when I'm sitting in that theater and I'm watching it for the first time. I don't want to see anything.
And so Jedi Mind Trick won.
Yes.
Now, I was thinking about this. The people in our game voted for Jedi Mind Trick. That was already what it was going to be. So did we see them getting it correct, or did everybody vote for that? I was curious about like.
I think what we saw on the screen was an average of everybody.
Okay.
The entire Fortnite universe, not just our lobby.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so
that would be a lot of computing for the game to have to do.
Well, it was already going to be that scene.
Right.
So, yeah.
But if you can take 2 scenes out automatically.
Yeah.
And then the 2 in the middle were close.
Ooh, you think it could have been the other one maybe?
No. I just think we happen to get it right.
Yeah. So that's good. So I was thinking about that. Was that coincidence? Did they get lucky?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then all of a sudden this digital screen starts to pop up, and we're like, oh my god, this is happening. Oh my god, this is happening. And all of a sudden you're watching Star Wars, and you're like, what is happening right now? What is happening right now? It looked great. We're watching, and then literally about the same time, we're both like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
I kept turning away. I kept right joystick looking away in a video game from the TV, like I'm a kid watching a horror movie, like watching through his fingers. Like it was so weird.
Listening and turning and doing, and now I have the perfect memory of that.
Yeah,
for what I wanted to come out of that with.
Yes.
So I feel good about that. And then it closed, and they were excited, and we were gonna have another vote.
Yep. What is your favorite lightsaber color?
So we immediately went to
what we got from Star Wars Land.
And everybody picked their color. And
purple, green,
like,
blue, and red were the options.
I don't know what I was thinking at this point. I was
not thinking.
I was just
thinking,
like,
purple's my favorite.
Oh, yeah, that's
because Jeff said like this is really important or something.
Yeah.
Like we want to know how you feel about lightsaber. I don't remember what he said, but they weren't preparing me for what was about to happen.
Yep.
I had forgotten about this box that was still just sitting on stage. I almost thought it was a speaker. Maybe it was like a boom box or something for them to talk to us with.
So I had started to think like, I really hope they like open it up and we get to run up there and like, but then I was like, is it only the first person that's going to get something?
Right.
No, everybody will probably get something.
Right.
And so they wrapped it up.
They left. They got back on the Falcon and left.
The Falcon took off. The platform lowered. I don't even remember if
they
lowered.
were still lower. I mean, it was still on the ground.
Yeah.
And then,
and we jump up there. They open it.
No.
What?
The Emperor talks to us.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
oh my god.
We go into like super slow mo. Everything gets kind of like blue.
Oh, and it was so slow mo. It was the weirdest thing I've ever.
Was talking to us about like how it was now the time of the Sith.
I'm not gonna lie, it got me hyped for 9.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, what is happening?
I'm ready for this movie.
The Emperor is like giving us a speech in Fortnite right now.
Into our ears.
And then the Star Destroyers took off.
Yep.
And then the box opened. And everyone hopped up on stage.
I died.
Me too.
I don't know how I died.
Immediately. And everyone got their lightsaber.
But when I respawned, I had a lightsaber. And I just swung that thing around until I couldn't swing it anymore.
And wow, did it feel good.
It felt great.
Oh, man. That was a special moment.
So to go from I don't want anything to do with this to I'm so happy I participated and that was amazing. Was a really great arc.
Yep.
And we got few more days or whatever until episode 9, and I'm ready.
Very ready. My body is ready.
My body is ready.
My mind is ready. My soul is ready. My tear ducts are ready, and I'm so excited. I don't want to have to work until then. I just want to lay in a
carbon freeze,
comatose stasis.
Put me in carbonite.
Sure.
For 3 days.
I don't want carbonation sickness. Hibernation sickness.
It will only be 3 days, so it won't be as bad. He was in there for a while.
And he got over it like pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. All right. I think we're ready to rank our top 10 favorite games of all time.
After we take a break.
And more. After this break.
Standing in the hallway, I know you know what I'm about to tell you.
Hey, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Ethan.
And you're listening to the Huber Rebels podcast.
Thanks for listening.
It's something about me and you.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to get into a segment I've been wanting to do for a long time.
And it's only appropriate that we do it like around the Game Awards.
Around the Game Awards, around the end of the year, around Christmas. This is the time where I always ask for games and got games. A lot of my favorite games I got at Christmas. And we're kind of trying some new stuff right now, and so we're gonna talk about our top 10 favorite games of all time. This is not the top 10 games do you think are the best, or what are the top best games you've played. I thought it'd be easiest because when you do favorite, you do all that stuff on your own. I was going through this, I was like, do I put that there? Do I put that there?
Yep.
Let me think about this.
These are the top 10 most meaningful games to me.
Well, it's even for some of them, I'm like, should that be above that? Does that deserve to be above that? And sometimes I said yes.
Yeah.
Even if like, ooh, but I liked that one more than when I was a kid. But I'm like, but that one deserves to be there. There were a couple instances of that.
For sure. But like these games define me too.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Then there's that. Right. And I have a couple that fell out of my top 10 that I am shocked.
Yep.
But we're going to get into this.
I'm really excited for this.
I have no idea what your list looks like.
Because this is something that we're not necessarily drawing from the same pool and ranking, like Pixar and Marvel movies.
Yep.
Like, this is what our lives have shaped this list to be.
Just what's happened.
I'm going
to kick it to you to start.
Yeah, I'm going to go first because I want you to have your number 1.
Number 10.
As like no, I mean, I want your number 1 to be the last thing. So let me just make sure. No, I do not have my number 10 in my box.
I don't either.
I do not physically own my number 10.
That's interesting.
This game.
And we'll talk.
Arguably should be higher.
Okay.
In terms of how many hours of this game I've played.
See, and that's another thing I thought about.
Right.
Was like, oh, but I played this game for that many hours.
This game took up a large chunk of my life. But it's so new that I can't justify putting it above some other things that, like I said, define me. But I can't leave it off my top 10. So Fortnite, you get number 10.
I was jumping around from a few games, and then I was like, oh, I think it's gonna be Fortnite.
I do talk shit on Fortnite. I really do. Like I said earlier, I don't hate you. I love Fortnite. It's a great game. It's a genius game. The people who make it, what's his face, DJ Mustard, like he's a genius. It's
gonna be a funny picture.
Life-changing, game-changing, pop culture changing game. It's crazy.
I'm really happy you included Fortnite because it didn't even cross my mind, and it should definitely be mentioned.
Yeah,
like I'm.
It's also a game mode that I really enjoy. Like I love the battle royale type of game.
It didn't create it.
No,
didn't even necessarily popularize it.
No, because PUBG did popularize it,
but it took it to another level
for sure.
I don't even know how to describe it.
And I would say as a just battle royale alone, doesn't even do it the best. I think Apex is my favorite battle royale.
Oh.
But Fortnite just
what it is, the feel, right?
It's untouchable.
Yeah.
And I don't know if something like that can ever be matched. I think we'll get a craze again. But what Fortnite is so special.
I mean, I remember when Fortnite started and I was like, has this ever happened before? Or not even that. It was like Is Fortnite like what I heard it compared to was like GoldenEye?
Yeah, I remember that.
I wasn't a part of that craze.
I was not at all. For what? What console would that have been?
N64.
Yeah.
First multiplayer, first person shooter. It's hard to conceive like that worked.
Online?
And that people
No, right?
there was no online.
I know.
on the
Okay, that's why I was
N64.
confused.
You got 4 friends together.
Right.
You ran around and you shot each other.
I have played GoldenEye since for the Wii.
Nope.
That was an obnoxious experience.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot of like those moments in time that I missed out on. I'm really happy Fortnite was one that I got to experience.
yeah.
I did get a little bit of GoldenEye.
Yeah.
I never owned it, but when I was in India, I went over to somebody's house. They had GoldenEye. I got to play it a little.
Yeah.
Like, so I have something there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. I don't even count it for that experience. So when I hear people reference that, and then I see what Fortnite is, I'm like, I'm so happy we got to like experience something like Fortnite. And now it's grown to the point where it's like, is there gonna be something else to this level?
Right.
I never would have thought it would have that art.
Everything will be topped at some point, right? Like,
No,
I think so.
in different ways, but
In
no.
different ways, yes, but there will be another game probably that takes the world by storm like Fortnite does.
Yes. It's hard to quantify those things.
But man, they held the throne for a long time. They still kind of do.
That's what's so interesting, right? Do they?
When I checked recently, the only game more popular on Twitch was League of Legends.
Ugh.
But that's been around for so long.
Yeah, that's
almost
just kind
10
of a
years.
staple.
Right. Like it inevitably
But
a
that
MOBA will be
But credit,
sure, for sure. Like
that's
you made a good game.
that's a game neither of us are into.
No.
and a lot of people would have that on their list, probably very high.
Not to hate on it. It's just like that is not for me.
Not our thing.
Yeah.
Well, mine's a very different.
Okay.
My number 10. And I'm committing from this point forward
Yeah.
to this being my top 10. So my number 10, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas.
Okay. Something I have not played.
That game for me is, I will always compare Grand Theft Auto to that game. That is my GTA.
Yeah.
I still remember the first time I saw Vice City, and I still remember thinking, because I was in 6th grade and somebody else had it. I want to say they were maybe a year older. My mom would not let me play these games.
Yep.
And they wouldn't let me play, but I got to watch.
I remember I sneakily bought GTA 5.
GTA 5?
I know, yeah.
Even? Wow.
But think how many years ago that was.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
6 years ago. 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get you. Like, I was in the same boat even later, but
And so I remember seeing Vice City. San Andreas was the first GTA I ever had. And it wasn't even a legit copy. It was definitely a bootleg copy that I had in India. I'd probably borrowed it from people and played it before. It's games like these from my childhood. I don't know if I wish, maybe it's good. I don't know how many hours I put into all these games because it's probably scary.
yeah.
But GTA San Andreas, and I was thinking about this, I played this game so much. It got to a point where I had done every customization. I had every house. I was role playing within the game, wearing certain outfits, doing that. Not like beyond the story, just living in this world and role playing and enjoying it.
And this was before they could keep adding stuff where you could never actually reach the peak.
No.
Yeah.
I got everything I still didn't do everything, and I did everything this game had. Like it's hard to describe.
Yeah.
GTA to me is still trying to get back to this point. San Andreas is one of the top selling PS2 games, if not the top selling PS2 game.
Wow.
Like, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like it just hit at that perfect time of the PS2 being a top system. San Andreas taking what Vice City did so well and expanding on that and growing it. And the thing that I always come back to is San Andreas with the codes, the cheat codes.
Yeah.
And I had them all memorized by heart. So I would be playing the game and mid fighting.
Oh, it's something you could do in game.
You do it. It's a combination.
Yeah.
L1, L2, R1, R2, up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, X. But I don't remember the codes.
Yeah.
If I practiced them a little, I'd remember them. But there were probably 5 or 6 codes that I could off the top of my head.
And they would do what?
Rattle. So one was full health, full body armor, and $250,000. So that was one of them.
So random.
And it was just like, give you money, give you health, give you stuff. There were gun ones. So you do like, there were like 3 or 4 different gun ones, and each one would give you a different combo of guns and ammo.
Okay.
And so I'd be getting 6 stars and going and fighting and doing, and it would just spiral into insanity over the course of this entire map.
6 stars?
Yeah.
Didn't GTA 5 only have 5?
Yeah, they reduced it after San Andreas. It used to be 6 stars.
Okay.
6 stars was the military. That's when the tanks started showing up in the jets.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So San Andreas was like peak crazy. It was on the PS2 where like, you got to think the next one after this was GTA 4, which went the opposite of San Andreas. It went realistic and gritty, and it felt different. I love GTA 4 for other reasons, but San Andreas is definitive GTA for me.
Yeah.
And I love my memories of that game.
I would love to play that someday.
I have one thing to add to that is I played it regularly at home.
Yeah.
With not getting in trouble openly, living room TV, because really what I enjoyed doing in that game was driving around and flying and really, like I said, role playing, not killing people.
Yeah.
But one day I was playing and I was like, I want to beat some missions and try to beat this game.
Yeah.
And just so happened the mission I was on,
Strip club.
you got a GIMP suit, which I
God.
still don't really know what that is.
No, I don't either, but I know what it is.
But it was some kind of inappropriate full black suit, and you go to a sex shop,
of course.
and there is stuff everywhere.
Of course.
And my mom was like, "What the hell is this? You are not playing this anymore."
Yep.
And that was the end of that.
See, the funny thing about GTA is like it doesn't have to be such an inappropriate game.
No.
Like you can just have fun driving cars, flying planes. It's a really good racing game, surprisingly. I'm talking about GTA 5 right now.
Yeah.
But like, and then obviously you dive a little deeper and it's like, oh, this is pretty inappropriate.
Yep.
But GTA is a crazy world.
I'm happy it still exists. I still believe in the future,
I really want a new one.
but 6 needs to
Step
reinvent
up.
the game. Yeah. You can't just do 5+.
Yeah.
It can't be GTA 5+ with a new world.
Okay. Number 9. Sadly, not in my box because I think it's at Robin's house.
Not in your box? Oh, your box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not have the physical copy.
Oh,
It could be one of a few different things.
okay.
This is a game that I believe I played by myself first.
Okay.
Did not play with you guys, like during one of the summers. But I have played it with you guys multiple times since. It is being remade, remastered, and I cannot wait to play SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom in all its beautiful glory. But man, even just the original PS2 version, I freaking love.
I'm so happy that we're doing this because, like, again, another game that I forget about.
Right.
But oh my God, I love that game too.
I mean, it's so silly and dumb, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And like for any SpongeBob lover, like it's a great game to live in.
I'd say one of the better licensed games.
Yeah. Because there was another one. There was which I
few.
do have. I never owned the Flying Dutchman.
Dutchman one.
Return of the something
like
Flying
that.
Dutchman. I have the disc, not the thing. I'm pretty sure it's Brandon's,
There you go. I remember him having it.
not the Brandon you always talk about.
It's definitely his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oops.
Well, only definitely his if you say that because I remember him having that one
I never owned it.
and it not being Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Right. I know I borrowed it at one point. I could have sworn I gave it back. Apparently I didn't. Sorry.
Should put it in his mailbox one day.
I could bet my entire life that he does not care.
No.
So I'm going to keep it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's being remade too.
Oh, man.
That's going to be amazing.
Cannot wait for that.
I can't believe that's happening.
I hope they add something.
They are.
Yeah?
They're adding multiple things.
Oh, I don't. I'm sure you've told me, but I just don't. Oh, a boss.
Boss, yeah.
That they wanted to have in.
That was planned for the original game, but cut.
Yeah. Even if like the world doesn't even fully make sense, like I feel like the whole
Oh, yeah.
progression of like where you go, like it doesn't matter. It's just fun.
What did you love most about that game?
I have an answer. I have an absolute answer. There's the dream world where you go into different people's dreams.
I do remember that.
And was it, God, who was it? I think it was Sandy's dream, but you could play as different people
Okay.
where you would like slide down the like sand mountain.
Was that a dream?
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I was gonna
'Cause
say
there
the
were like
sand
Texas
mountain
stars.
was
Well, that was a
amazing.
different thing.
Oh.
That was a different world.
Okay.
or level.
Yeah.
Because that is a place in SpongeBob where there's like the sand mountain where people like snowboard, sandboard or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a level.
Okay.
But that same mechanic was in this dream of Sandy's where you're like sliding down this course and like jumping onto different platforms and like getting to the end with like as many shiny objects as possible.
Wow.
It was just so much fun. And then Patrick's dream was just an empty void of nothingness where you had to wander around and hope you found Patrick at the end.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say, like one of my favorite things about this game was just the realization of that world.
Yeah.
Which you don't always get. Sometimes it's just like, I'm playing a level as a character in a game from a movie.
Right.
And this was like, Bikini Bottom existed. It was like Sand Mountain. You got to go see.
Kelp Forest. Goo Lagoon.
All the iconic locations.
Yeah.
And they felt like they were really that place.
Yes.
That was, to me, my favorite thing about that game.
It was really good. Every level was fun. There were even some I don't even think I ever... There were some challenges I never beat.
Oh, wow.
Because they were hard at the time.
That's a platinum.
Yeah.
That's a platinum game when that comes out.
100%.
Not made by Platinum, but we're going to get a platinum trophy.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to replay it because it's been so long now
It really has.
that I like don't remember it. So it's going to be like playing a brand new game.
And also, like, it's so old that even if we wanted to play it right now, I don't even know if, like, the console or the game would hold up.
Oh, man.
Like, my PS2 and Robin's PS2
I don't have one.
are, like, struggling, if not completely dead.
Yeah.
So...
At least they're remaking it.
And my PS3, which would play it, doesn't work. And the PS3 I bought for my friend, it doesn't have backwards compatibility. So, you know, that sucks.
Wait, but what about the way we were playing PS2 games before? At my house, remember? And we play
Oh,
like...
it does, doesn't it? Oh, that's why I bought that. Oh, it does have backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Because we were playing Stuntman or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, my
that's
God,
right.
Stuntman.
That super loud jet engine of a PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Great times.
What's your number 9?
My number 9, and this might come as a bit of a shock, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Cool.
And I was torn between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 because... And this is kind of like to add to the conversation of like it's hard to decide these things. So Kingdom Hearts 2 is the better game.
Yeah.
It's the sequel with the everything from the first game upgraded. But at the same time, when I think about Kingdom Hearts, like I remember playing that first game and the memories from that first game, but I did go with Kingdom Hearts 2 because so another like thing I did was I was like, desert island. If I'm stuck on a desert island,
Yes.
do I want that one or that one? Just to do that, like how to place it.
Yeah,
and I was
get
like,
you.
yeah, I'd want Kingdom Hearts 2 over Kingdom Hearts 1. It's a bigger game. They've got more. It's got everything. And I had to include a Kingdom Hearts game because they're just some of my favorite.
A lot of the items on my list too are like kind of all of the games. Like this selection is like all the games, but I'll specify this one.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Like
a series, you mean?
Yes.
Yes.
So I think it's probably the same. Like Kingdom Hearts has a special place for you as a story, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is like
and so, but I did settle on Kingdom Hearts 2.
Right.
And reasons and that. So when Kingdom Hearts 1 came out, played that with a friend of mine, and separately, but like experienced that during the same time period. Right. And I still remember this was in India, sitting down at the club we had, and sketching up ideas for Kingdom Hearts 2.
That's cool.
Worlds. These are the worlds that they should add. Oh, they could do this and this and this. Just the whole concept was just mind blowing. And then it came out.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2. And it was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And so I replayed it this year or late last year. And so my memory is a little bit fresher, and it's funny now to like understand all the confusing Kingdom Hearts stuff too. And yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is an all-time game. I can't wait for you to play it one day.
I will. One day.
One day it's going to happen, but I did bring. So this is actually.
Oh, that's pretty.
So the I don't even know if it can be seen, but in Japan, so when the first game came out, they released a version in Japan called Final Mix.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing about this.
Yeah.
Because it added a bunch of stuff. But I was never going to get an opportunity to play that. So, fast forward years ahead, and, they brought it here to the States. 1.5. So this includes the original Kingdom Hearts, and a few other games. I have 1.5 and 2.5 for PS4, but I don't actually have.
I have 2.5 for PS3.
Does it? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have it in your box?
No.
That's funny though. Do you have it in this thing?
No.
Okay.
Mine did not come for that. My uncle bought those for me. Thank you, Uncle Dave. I never played them.
I still have the PS3 version of the limited edition saved on Amazon.
Nice.
If I want to buy it to complete the collection.
Yeah.
But between my now even arguably higher love for Disney, I love these games even more.
Yeah. It's a freaking it's a good game with Mickey in it.
It's perfect.
It's an anime with Mickey,
Disney, and it's
adventure game.
It shouldn't exist, and it's amazing that it does.
Yeah.
So Kingdom Hearts 2 gets number 9 on my list.
Love it. Number 8 for me. This is going way back.
Oh, way back.
I don't know if I can actually rank in chronological order the games that really mean the most to me, but this is very far back. I have it.
And we got a physical.
Now, based on what I've said, you can probably guess that this case is square and not rectangular.
How would I guess that?
Because it's very far back.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that means it's PlayStation 1? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I never played on that because I never owned one.
Yep.
But
same.
Also, it's missing the front cover artwork.
I don't know what this is going to be. I'm so excited.
Has also recently been remastered. CTR.
Hey! Oh my god!
I played the hell out of this game. Me and
so
my
happy
dad
you brought that.
both played this game to death. This now, I don't know. I think I realized this recently when I played CTR Remastered with my dad, and I destroyed him. I'm like, have I just gotten better at games, or did he? Did he used to let me win? Because I definitely used to beat him sometimes back in the past, but was I always kind of good at games, or I don't know. But he and I raced in this game so much. It's crazy to me that my dad kind of helped me love video games as much as I do, because he's not a video game person, but I have many video game experiences and memories with him, and this is one of the earliest ones, and it'll always be very special to me.
Weirdly similar to my grandma, because she ignited that, but she wasn't a gamer. She was not going to do it on her own beyond her DS.
I just really
stuff like
I
that.
appreciate them being a good sport.
Yep.
It's maybe you didn't love this, but you knew I did.
Yep.
So you always indulged me in doing these stupid things that may have really annoyed you. So I just
more special now.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So
have you played the original in a while?
No, more recently than that.
Did you finish Nitro Fueled?
No.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
And I really want to go back and finish it.
All the multiplayer stuff and the things I had to unlock and the grind of it, really, as much as I appreciate what they're doing and still having stuff, it turned me off.
Right on the nose. Tim was talking about this.
Yeah.
Tim is Crazy Crash.
Yeah.
CTR, hype, video, off the wall. This was his thing. And when they were looking at the Game Awards and CTR the new one was nominated for sports/racing.
It won.
And he was he's like, I'm gonna go with this one, but honestly, I don't think it's gonna win.
Yeah.
The that game started off really strong, and then all the multiplayer stuff they did, it really just kind of tarnished it. And I was just okay, I'm not crazy.
Especially when it's up against other stuff in a different category, even it was a combined category.
But just him calling out all the multiplayer stuff, made me feel better, because it made me not want to play that game anymore. However, I've been thinking about it. I'm I want to go back and finish the campaign.
I do too.
That's why I play games.
Yes.
I'm not going to play the multiplayer and grind on the multiplayer and do all that. I want to play Crash remade.
The timing was bad because it was right on the heels of me being sick of that in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Of the grind of unlocking stuff. And I'm like, why am I doing this again?
So it just existing was upsetting.
Yeah.
When I didn't even play it once when Spyro was available was what told me I was like, oof. But I have been thinking about it. I was like, I want to just go finish the campaign. Because I'll feel good. I can mark it as completed if I finish the campaign.
Because nothing about that multiplayer matters for completing a game.
And if we want to play some multiplayer, but
It still is really obnoxious.
It's
I've
just
only
frustrating.
won one time.
Yeah,
it was
not-
so hard.
Like Mario Kart Online was
Perfect.
fun to go back and
So
play,
perfect.
like because you could win and it felt like better balanced. So, that said, the core of Crash Team Racing is
It's so good.
pure, and I love that as number 8.
Yeah.
Another game that I just totally, and I have it as part of the Crash Collector's Edition.
Oh, cool.
So it was one of the ones I played. I played Warped, Racing, and Bash, Crash Bash.
Yeah.
My number 8.
Mm-hmm.
This is a game you've recently mentioned that
Like tonight?
you're interested in.
Okay.
One that I had to think about and just be like, you know what, that game is just it has to be in the top 10. The Witcher 3. Yep. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This I had been following the Witcher series. I wanted to play 2. I didn't have a PC. I wanted to play 1. I actually have them on Steam. And I'm usually, you know me, I always want to play 1 and 2 and then 3. Like I always have to play the previous before I play the new ones.
Yeah.
And I'm
Same with me. I don't want to jump into anything
really
halfway.
happy that I didn't do that with this.
Okay.
And everything I read said just do Witcher 3. And
Are they continuing characters?
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Geralt. It's Geralt's story.
Wow.
However, there's a big story change from 1-2 to 3 that makes it kind of you don't need the other ones.
Okay.
And I know a lot of the time people will say that, and I'll still deny it. This is one where definitely you don't have to play the first 2. They also have a couple instances where you can answer questions to cover what decisions could have been made in 2
Oh, really?
that would like affect the story.
Huh. So like retroactively kind of playing the game?
They created a new scene to supplement that.
Interesting.
Because I think if you played on PC, it would take your old save and the decisions you made and roll with it.
That's super cool.
And so thankfully they created something where like you could cover that without playing the whole
Yeah.
game. And playing through The Witcher 3, I just kept finding myself saying, how does this exist? When I was a kid, I never could have imagined something like this existing. It is such a realized world that it just sucks you in.
The fact that I haven't played it yet is really kind of actually weird to me because I think I'm going to love that world.
I don't think you've played a game like this though.
Yeah, no.
I think it's gonna be overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming for me.
In a bad way?
Oh yeah.
Like
oh,
the
no,
way
no.
Red Dead is overwhelming?
Yes. The systems and stuff. I am here to help you.
Yeah.
Like, it's really just like understanding what certain stuff is.
Yeah.
Can I give you an example?
Sure.
That might scare you.
Yeah.
So you have your swords. Mm-hmm. You have 2 swords as a Witcher. One for monsters and one for humans.
Okay.
That already creates a split of like, okay, you need to use a different sword depending on what you're fighting.
Yes.
But like a detail like that just changes makes it feel so real.
Yeah.
And then, so like another detail, and this was something I didn't even start doing until later into the game when I'd figured out other stuff. You can like apply an oil to your sword to be more effective against a certain type of enemy.
Okay.
So it's like that kind of stuff where you don't necessarily have to do it.
Yeah.
But if you role play as a Witcher who's a monster hunter,
Right.
and you really like think about it like that, is when you're like, oh, this is incredible. And then you start playing it.
Does the game give you enough time to like actually think about that stuff and like
Linear.
prepare for it?
There's no rush.
Yeah.
Like time is not the issue.
I mean, Breath of the Wild had similar things where like you
Yeah.
had to apply certain kinds of clothes or eat the right recipe to like better prepare you for things.
that's a good comparison.
Probably much more tame. Like
It's no honestly
scaled
though,
down,
like,
but
once you wrap your head around, it's really not that bad.
yeah. I mean, that sounds fun. Like I'm excited for something like that.
It works, and that's why like I will recommend this game to anybody. It might seem a little like overwhelming at first,
Yeah.
and it is, but don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
Just focus on what works, and it's one of those where like you can just do the basic stuff.
Yeah.
Get through the story, enjoy the story. There's also a point in the story that I naturally realized and then later read is like when stuff picks up.
Okay.
Like you get to this point and you're like, oh, this game is more to it than
what it seems.
Then I thought, it's not just a fun fantasy game or whatever. Like, whoa.
That's what I want from a game. I want to live the world first and then have the story start happening.
And so you just got to experience it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make Maya play this game. I don't know how.
I recently bought the complete edition for PS4 digitally. I don't actually physically own it, sadly.
I don't either.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything to show for it.
Yeah. Thank you, Black Friday.
I should have brought my pop.
Oh,
I do have a Geralt pop that I would be sitting right here.
Also, the show comes out in
4 days.
Yep, that's crazy.
So Friday?
Am I okay to watch the show before playing the game?
I think so. I'll double check, but I think so.
I'll wait a little bit.
My only hesitation would be like, I don't want your first impression of Geralt to be Henry Cavill. It should be the other guy in the game.
Yeah.
And then look at Henry Cavill.
I think I can differentiate that better than I can from like a movie to a book. Do you know what I mean? Like you see a movie, you read the book, all you can picture is the person from the movie.
So the thing is watching the trailer for the show, I'm like, yes, that's Geralt.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Because I've experienced him in the game.
Yeah.
I think you can do it the other way.
Because I want to watch The Witcher.
I know.
I don't really want to wait that long.
I don't think you should have to wait. Because of that.
But I'll trust you. If you say I should wait, I will wait.
Let me think about it.
Yeah.
But that's my number 8. A great game, The Witcher 3. Some features such as natural beard growth over time.
Right.
Where it was just like, how do you already have this in a game?
That was a PS3 game, right?
PS4.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. But like, The Witcher 2 was PC.
I really thought it was PS3.
The Witcher 2 was PC. The fact that Witcher 3 even came to consoles was crazy.
Right.
And killed it. It's on Switch. How? It shouldn't be possible.
That seems ridiculous.
It shouldn't be possible. But they pulled it off.
My number 7, it pains me that I do not have it.
Oh, I know what this one is.
I don't know if you do. No, I don't think you do. I think you should think I have this, which is why it pains me so much. I don't know where it is.
Never owned it, or you
no,
just
I had
lost
definitely
it,
100% have.
Okay.
Either I gave it to somebody when I sold this console to them for whatever reason. I need to buy this back, or it's at Robin's house, like a lot of things might be. But Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, okay.
Is my number 7.
Nice.
Only because I love it. I love Luigi. Luigi's my dude. We've played it like a couple times.
Yeah.
It's very special. We played the second one very recently, and we're going to finish it hopefully soon. Third one. Yes, sorry. But there's other games that I like have a lot more connection to.
I love the first Luigi's Mansion.
It's so good.
It's one that no matter how I think about it, it's always special.
I think the reason it's so low is because I didn't play it quite as much alone as I did with you guys.
Yeah.
The other ones are very much like personal experiences. Mm-hmm. Even though a lot of them I do have experiences with you guys playing them, which is what like elevates it. But I definitely remember playing Luigi's Mansion like as a group. Yeah. More than just by myself.
I don't even remember when I first played it.
Yeah, me neither.
It's an over the years type of game.
I have the guidebook. The complete guidebook for it.
That's
somewhere.
What you should have brought.
I know I have it somewhere. I don't know where it is. I know I have that somewhere. But I remember I used to like sketching things when I was in like middle school. I would take like that really thin paper that you could kind of see through, lay it over, and like just tracing.
Yep.
Yeah, I did that for that book, and it's in that book somewhere.
That's cool.
I also did that for a Sonic game. Sonic Unleashed or something too. Something that one of those games that had like every character on it.
Wow.
And I remember tracing that. That was kind of fun. But yeah.
You bring up tracing. I still remember elementary school.
Yeah.
This is still stuck in my brain. Like there's not a lot of other stuff from elementary school stuck in my brain. And seeing some kind of tracing station.
Yeah.
And really wanting to do it because it was so cool. It was like an opportunity to draw and never doing it.
Yeah.
And never getting into drawing.
I wish I was a better drawer.
I do too. I've only ever done one sketch I've ever been proud of.
Oh, dude, me too. High school, freshman year, there was a
for me.
drawing that we had to do. And I'm like, well, I'm screwed because I suck at drawing. And I knocked it out of the park so much that my teacher was like, we have an art show coming up. Can I show this in the art show? I'm like, yeah. And guess what? She lost it. She misplaced it after the art show. I'm like, you're kidding, right? That's the
horrible.
best thing I've ever done. And you don't know where it is? She's like, yeah, sorry. I'm like,
Do you remember what it was?
yeah, we were reading All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
And it was some like really like philosophical drawing of like a soldier, and there's like a path, and one is
wow.
like the real world, and one is the war, and everything's dead over here and everything's alive over here, and he's like struggling internally in his mind, and it's just gone.
You didn't even know what it was, but you drew it.
Yeah. No, it was like an outer body experience drawing this thing, and
That's
she
crazy.
freaking lost it.
Mine was a picture of me,
Oh wow.
but it was like a cool picture.
Yeah.
And it looked like me. It was
That's crazy.
like I nailed it.
Yeah.
And I've never been able to ever do anything like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have it or if it's anywhere, or if I have a picture of it. I have the picture. I know the picture.
We know we did it. That's all that matters.
And so like I was in this art class with Isabel,
yeah.
who you will meet,
Who bought you Luigi's Mansion 3?
who bought me Luigi's Mansion 3. Thank you. And so I always was like next to her.
What country was this in?
In Sri Lanka. And God, she was so good. It was insane.
Yeah.
Like, and I just remember thinking like, I am not supposed to be in here. Like, I realize now it was also like she put work in,
Yeah.
partially because she cared about it. But it was like we were supposed to like research stuff and learn from that and recreate. And I was like, that was just not how my brain worked.
Once I realized I couldn't draw a hand, I'm like, I don't ever want to draw.
But you got to practice.
I know.
But you got to want to practice.
Exactly.
And I never wanted to.
Yeah.
I wanted to play basketball and video games. So that was the end of my drawing career.
Thus, we're here.
Oh God, I'm not even going to go down that.
Yeah.
I had one art thing that we had a final project. I'm just going to say this real quick.
Yeah.
Final project. And we went on a trip and we had to debut it. I painted 3 different colors and stuck crumpled up paper onto a board
Nice.
to create an avalanche of a mountain.
Did you see that someone taped a banana to a canvas recently and it sold
no,
for
no, no, no,
hundreds of thousands of dollars?
No. Somebody didn't tape a banana to a canvas. Whoever this artist is created this piece of a banana taped to a wall. He sold 2 of them. I don't know how you do that for the 120,000. And then
Did you see someone ate the banana?
the third one was during an installation, and some guy went up and took it off the wall.
I love it. Thank you.
And-
that makes me so happy.
And he said, I would have eaten it sooner if I was hungrier sooner. And I was like, this is amazing. Until then somebody else pointed out that was probably part of it.
True.
And I was like, I still love it.
I do.
I love that.
I love the idea of that.
Even if it was intentional, it still makes me happy that they did that.
Yeah. But that should never sell for more than the cost of the banana and the tape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe plus interest. But yeah, no. You're completely right.
Like $10, maybe.
Yeah, that's so yeah, it's less the art itself and more the price that people paid for it.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother
You can do whatever you say is art. I don't care. But
yeah, I don't
the fact
need
that
to,
someone wanted to pay money for that.
I don't need to say that's not art.
No,
I will say anything is art.
Sure.
But the value. Yeah, nobody should be paying that. But that's the people that paid it that are stupid, not the artist. So.
Right.
Number 7 for me.
Yes.
And this was one where I'm already in. This is in difficult
We're in deep, yeah.
territory at this point. Number 7 though,
It gets real for me after this, yeah.
Spyro the Dragon.
Nice. Which I have now played.
And
Not
I went,
completely, but
I went with the first one.
Yeah.
Even though traditionally I probably would have said the second was my favorite. Now at this point, the first one is so iconic to me. My first experience with this game was not being able to play it. There's a lot of early PS1 games that I watched for years.
Yeah.
Because somebody else had the controller.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to play.
Yeah. That was me as a younger person.
And I still remember thinking, like, as I watched them die over and over and over and over again. And this is like vivid memories of being a child, thinking I could beat this. If I had the controller right now, I could do this. And maybe that's why I am the way I am.
Yeah. That's
all
funny.
those years of like, I could do this, and studying and watching, and then finally getting my hands on it and like, I will do this.
And Spyro's your dude.
Spyro is, I love him so much.
Yeah.
And those games are just so aside from that, it's once I finally did own these games, and I didn't actually bring it. Oh, Let me double check. I don't think I brought it because I opened it up.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is way too special. I don't even want to remove it from my house. When I moved to India, my grandma bought me 2 collector's edition packets. One was a Spyro collector's edition and one was a Crash collector's edition. They're both now very valuable. OG PS1 collectors. And that's what I was saying earlier. It came with, the Crash one came with CTR, Crash Bash, and Warped.
Yeah.
So those were the 3 Crash games I had. The Spyro came with Spyro 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Spyro, Ripto's Rage, and Year of the Dragon. And I played I played them so much. And it wasn't on a PS1. It was on a PS2.
Yeah.
I got my PS2 when I moved to India, and my grandma got me those games. And that was when I had seen Spyro earlier, but that was when I fell in love with it.
Right.
And I played it and played it and played it and played it. And then I was thinking on like a few years ago when the hints of Spyro getting remastered.
Yeah.
And me being at work.
Yeah.
And my coworkers being, what is wrong with you? As I'm standing up hyperventilating because Spyro's being remastered. And they don't understand it. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Judge me. I didn't think this was ever going to be a thing that even happened.
Yeah.
I feel like we're now past that, where I'm going to be less shocked if they remake something and more just excited.
Yes. Because that's the thing that's happening now.
I know, expect it. I want Banjo remastered.
They're doing SpongeBob. You know, like that's not something I ever thought was that big of a deal that they would bother remastering it, but they are.
Not remaster, remake.
Remake. Okay.
Because they are putting a lot of work into that game.
Yeah.
And I mean, even when they said they were like redoing the graphics or whatever, and we saw those screenshots, I was like, that looks way better than anything I could have imagined.
Yeah.
Like it's SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Like it's actually gonna be him now.
Right.
And so Spyro, that little dragon, also voiced by Tom Kenny.
Is it really?
Not in the first game, but they've kind of in the second and third game, and then they've gone back and now he does the voice for everybody.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know that.
Tom Kenny, also SpongeBob.
Right.
So I just think that's funny connection there.
On that note,
Yep.
Hellboy in chapter 6 of The Mandalorian was Mr. Krabs.
I heard they were talking about that, and I was like, oh my god, that is amazing.
I knew the name, but like
something Clancy.
Not Tom Clancy. Something.
Clance
I don't know.
I don't know. But yes, Mr. Krabs.
That's crazy. That's so funny.
This is going to be really random, but I'm thinking of it now.
Yeah.
Rewatched episode 6. Remember how we were very concerned about the doors closing and like that? What is that? Did you watch 6 again?
No.
Chapter 6?
No.
So when they flash at the end and they're all still alive.
Yeah.
She's at the door. Bill Burr's over there. Horn guy is laying down. He's laying down in pain. His horns are cut.
Oh. Okay.
So something happened to him.
Okay.
It didn't just close. Like he's missing half of his horns, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Like he's
okay, that's good.
pain.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's
so,
good.
Just so you know, so
That
like,
works.
They did do something.
That makes me happy.
Yeah. Makes me wonder what else we missed. Oh, we got another physical one coming out. Oh, I'm so excited. So this is gonna be Jordan's number 6.
I have made a mistake.
Okay.
The app I was using to rank these, which is like a ranking app, apparently didn't save what I had in here earlier.
Yeah, I used notes.
2 of the things, I forgot to bring up 3.
Okay.
2 of which were not on my list currently.
Do adjustments have to be made to what was already said? Yeah. You can do a quick adjustment.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating.
You can always put them in 11 to 15 and we can talk about them after.
Nope, I just have a definitive number 11,
Okay.
which is possibly arguably should be in my top 10, but
I mean I have a few like that too,
I don't
so
know how I can't knock these out. But all right, my number 6. Take me back to the Paradise City.
where the grass is green
And the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? Burnout Paradise.
How did they get that song?
I don't know.
Because that game would not have been the same without that song.
Nope.
I
I
love
played
the OG
the
branding too.
absolute crap out of this game. I got every expansion. Like I got them for like Christmases and birthdays when they came out. Everything. the island that they added, every like the mini cars, the cops and robbers, 100%ed this game except for one challenge where I had to have a webcam or a face cam, and I didn't have that.
Both of us.
And I'm fine with that. I beat this game.
We should still get that webcam and somehow get that platinum PS3. We should somehow at some point try to do that.
Yeah. But I completed this game, and I got the remastered version too, and I have not beaten that, but I played it a lot.
Barely. Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I've barely touched it.
It's just such a fun game.
Yeah.
It's a very arcadey kind of driving game, but it feels really good. Like the way you can drift in the game and how fast you can go and like crash people, and oh man, and I love the world.
Had you ever played a Burnout game before?
Like,
what was was this like you didn't even really care that it was called a Burnout game? It was just, this was a racing game called Burnout Paradise.
Correct.
Right? Like, I think that's what it ended
I had
up being
like
for a lot of people.
maybe played one here and there for like minutes at a time, but
And just, this isn't like any other Burnout game.
Right.
So there's reason for...
and there hasn't been one since.
Oh my God, has there really not? That's crazy.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. No.
Criterion.
No, sorry.
The people that made this.
Need for Speed Most Wanted, the new version, was supposed to be like the best of that game and this game or something. I remember you telling me that because Criterion was making that. I'm like, oh my God. And that was a disappointment.
Yep. Random side note, I've heard good things about Heat, but I don't care.
Couldn't be bothered.
Like, I still go back to this game. Mm-hmm. And I like, this is kind of still the definitive arcade racing game of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh God. 2009?
9 or 8.
I was
Nine sounds
going
right.
to say 9 or 8. I was even going to say 8. Yeah. It might be 8. I think it's 8. No, it's 8. It's
2008.
It's 2008 for sure. Because my first time playing this game was on my cousin's Xbox.
Yeah.
In Manila.
Yeah.
I played this and Battlefield Bad Company and Halo 3.
And this was also one of my first experiences of playing a game online.
Oh,
I had the really awkward Bluetooth headset that I had to connect.
We used those when we played.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Didn't I get you one for your like Christmas or your birthday or something?
Oh my God. I think you did.
You remember those days when we had to use that to
Dude,
talk
I think
to
about
people?
that. So I'll open my drawer and see like the old headset, and I'll think back to when we used to play online in this, and like we made it work.
It used to suck.
We made it work.
Yeah.
Now it's easy, and we don't even take advantage of it. I feel like.
But and I made friends.
Yeah.
I still have PlayStation friends.
The British guy.
The British guy.
What was his name?
So there's a few. There's for me there's Pedro Luffy.
Okay, I don't know him.
I think like someone named like, I don't know if I should actually be saying these, but like
It's fine.
Bedardo or something. But who was that? Damn it!
Think of his name.
I can see it. Paul.
Yep.
Something Paul.
I remember his character's avatar.
It was like a bald guy.
Yeah.
So weird.
We can roll with that.
So weird.
Oh my God.
But like there was a guy I would regularly like meet up with and play that game.
That's
online.
so cool.
Oh, Burnout Paradise.
This was the generation that online started to do that.
Yeah.
It's matured now, and that's crazy. So Burnout Paradise, because I think you got me into this. I joined after you had probably already beat it or close to it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like caught up, and then we like finished stuff together. Because there were a bunch of like online probably challenges where you had to like do stuff together. I think we did.
There were definitely things you had to do with friends.
Yeah, and so I remember going like through and like trying to get all the trophies and stuff. And I jumped in when it was like get all the DLC and everything.
Yeah.
And, you taught me how to play this game. Like that's why like if I think Burnout Paradise, I think Jordan.
Yeah. That makes me happy. I like that.
This was probably one of the first games we played online like regularly together.
Probably.
At least console wise. I think of this Rayman,
Online for sure.
This Rayman and Black Ops are the only ones that I can think of.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head. Yay, that's fun.
What's your number 6?
Number 6 for me, and I also have it.
Nice.
Now this was a game that I did not know what I was getting into. And I had recently moved back to America in that year and hadn't played the first one. I had seen it in a demo probably 2 years prior, and it really didn't grab my attention. I didn't have a PS3, so I couldn't really care about these games, but this new game was coming out. I went to when they still had game shops. I went to a game shop that wasn't GameStop. Bought the first game. No, I don't even remember how I got the first game, but I got this game at a game shop, brand new.
Okay.
Uncharted 2.
Oh God. I got thrown off. I did not expect that.
And this is still, I mean, let's look at the back. Game of Show, Game Critics Award 2009, Best of E3 winner, IGN Best of E3. This is before the game had all the reviews, but I mean, 5 out of 5 stars, PlayStation the official magazine, which doesn't even exist anymore. Uncharted 2 to this day is one of the greatest PlayStation games of all time.
Yeah.
It has influenced numerous games moving forward that people will not even realize. I'm gonna make you play these games eventually.
So I'm confused. I thought I had the bundle
Collection 1, 2, and 3 on PS4. The Uncharted collection. It includes 1.
Do you remember if I bought that
3.
physically or digitally?
I want to say digitally, but no,
Okay.
you might have it physically.
Well, I don't have it.
Really?
Did I let Maya borrow it?
I got it for her.
Okay. Because I know I started playing the first one, and I don't know where it is. Because I don't see it in my PlayStation either.
I'm not 100% sure if maybe Maya borrowed that or not.
I somehow kind of remember that because you were like, are you going to play this? I'm like, nah, she can play it. And since I have not had it necessarily a desire to get back into it, I do want to play them at some point. But
gonna double check on that because I can look back and see what games I bought her.
I can remember having that.
I remember you had it physically and I had it digitally.
Right.
It must be. I'll double check on that.
Yeah.
Because we got to get you that back.
Yeah.
But Uncharted 1 was okay. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a fun story. But what this game did, as many great sequels do, there's many bad sequels, was it took the formula and just took it to what made you be like, wow, this is what it can be.
Could be a recurring theme in the rest of our list. We'll see. But that same sentiment might come up again. We'll see.
And it's a common thing in games, right? Like I have some others lower on my list that I like real prime examples. I'll even name drop it. No, I won't.
Yeah.
I won't. Even though I know you haven't played it.
I like keeping it all secret.
Uncharted 2 had sequences in it where you played it and you were like, this isn't a game. And
I'm living a movie.
10 years later, it's funny to think back on that because all games are like that now. Or not all games, but so many games are clearly inspired by this.
Is this the one that opened with that?
Yep.
With the train?
You're hanging off a train.
I remember watching you play that.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And it just plays as like a perfect Indiana Jones movie, if not better.
It's a modern Indiana Jones.
Arguably.
Yeah.
And has one of the most iconic sequences in a game involving a train. There's a train sequence, basically.
The opening?
No.
Oh, later. Cool.
And it's something we'll definitely take for granted now.
Yeah.
But when it happened, it was like, technically, how did they pull this off?
Yeah.
Nathan Drake, one of my favorite characters. This created Uncharted as a staple Sony franchise. A lot of people right now are talking about like PS5 has to have an Uncharted game. It has to have an Uncharted game. And that's going to be the one that shows us where that franchise is going.
It makes me sad that Cyberpunk isn't coming out for PS5.
It'll be a PS5 game, don't even worry.
Like GTA 5 is a PS4 game. But
It's going to be more a PS5 game than GTA was a PS4 game.
I hope so.
For all the next-gen games, I believe that.
Yeah. I like the old Sony.
So that's why I said when you brought that out, I was like, oh, gee. So when I got my PS3, because it was 2009, it was right around the time that this changed. So I was trying to have all of my stuff with the new clean branding. I have a couple games that
I like the difference because like this looks like Spider-Man.
No, it is.
I know.
They literally
it's the same font.
But it's Sony so did funny, Spider-Man, right? And they're like, well, let's use that for PlayStation.
It's so funny.
I don't want my game system to be funny. I want it to.
I get you, but like that gives me a really like it gives me a feeling that I don't necessarily like about early PS3 because it makes me think of certain games that I will mention, like NBA 07 and MotorStorm. That's just like, when are we gonna get to the good stuff? But yeah,
and that was why I really like this branding. But like you're saying, it's that nostalgic, like, early PS3. Like
this is the first game that I loved.
That's such a definitive time period. That's not that big considering they did switch that branding out.
Yeah.
And so that's fun that we've got the two.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Kingdom Hearts has that. That's funny.
Okay, my number 5.
Top 5.
I also have top 5.
We're halfway.
This is. Oh no, that makes me sad.
You're not in there.
I'm okay with it. It doesn't matter. I have the experiences. I can always play it again. It might be at Robin's house. But it doesn't matter. I have the case. That's all that really matters to me.
Nobody even needed to know it wasn't in there.
Bought this from a Blockbuster.
Oh, I love it.
It's definitely not legit. You'll see when you feel this. Like this is.
I'm fascinated.
It's very weird. But I have played this game so much, and we have played it a little bit together too, and also kind of makes me sad, and you'll understand why. But Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX 2.
It's not knockoff.
It's weird.
They put I when you said that I knew exactly. I was gonna touch it.
Is this a GameCube case? No, of course not.
It's so what they did was for whatever reason Blockbuster. It's this.
It's the film on top.
It's not the plastic. It's this outer. I can't even get it.
Would they just redo it?
For whatever, maybe that's what it is. But yeah, where it had this. It's a more textured
for
film.
Sure. It's not smooth.
Oh my god, I'm so happy you did that one. I totally forgot about that game.
I've played through that game many times from start to finish.
That cover.
Oh my god.
The music, the levels. That is.
You guys telling me that there was another level that I've never played because it was on GameCube or something.
But I'm gonna give it to you because I didn't even have the balls to put it on my list or remember it.
Yep.
We told you there was another level.
It was in GameCube, right?
There is another level
in
GameCube.
Right.
I have the GameCube version.
Yeah.
I've still not gotten to that. I think it might be like Chicago or something.
So much fun, that game. But also rest in peace, Dave Mirra.
Yeah, I forget that. It's so sad.
It's so crazy. He was a legend in action sports. He was the
greatest
X Games.
Greatest BMXer of all time.
Yep.
Hands down.
He made a gold bike out of all of his gold medals from the X Games.
Like, people won't know him.
No.
Because of this.
Well, even people who are somewhat aware of action sports, like...
That makes me sad. But this game, if they can somehow, use this to let him live... Oh my god, I just want to play this game now.
That's how I made my list, was what games do I really want to play again?
Oh my god, that's
And this is definitely one that I cannot wait to play again somehow, someday.
Oh my god. I'm happy right now.
The first level of Woodward is just so fun. And then you see that it's a real life place.
Yeah.
And it kind of looks like the game.
They nailed it.
Oh man.
What's your favorite level?
The one that kind of sticks out, but I think I was also the most annoyed by, was the water park.
Oh my god, you could do crazy jumps on that one. That's
yes.
why. Okay, yeah, we're gonna play this game. We're gonna do a let's play. I'm calling it right now. I'm probably not gonna say this for any of these other games. We're doing a let's play of this game. Period.
I'm
probably with
super
Robin.
Down.
Oh
yeah,
it has to happen. Mainly because I'm also curious if I can do anything in this game.
I honestly think Woodward is my favorite.
Yeah.
Because it caters the most to BMXing, and it was really fun.
Because that's
I'm probably forgetting some though.
BMX park.
Yeah.
So here, let's try. I want to try to remember the levels.
Yeah.
So Woodward. The swamp.
Oh, don't like that level, but that was fun.
Hated that level. The water park.
The water park.
The canyon.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say desert.
The airport. Those were the ones that I was thinking of.
There's a city. There's just a block, a square block of a city. The freeway.
Oh, the freeway.
The overpasses.
Oh my, no, that one. Oh, and makes no difference.
Makes no difference to me.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yes. Sum 41.
Dude.
I would listen to that song on repeat.
Yep.
Had Sublime, Santeria. No. Doing Time.
I remember
Doing Time.
there was a train yard.
Yes, the train yard.
Yeah.
And there were trains.
Yeah.
And you could... We're sad about all future BMX games because this is the best BMX game of all time. They never topped it. Nothing.
And it also had a like level creator, like a BMX park creator.
I love it. Yeah, I want to look at the back.
God.
Did we get it? So we got the city.
I think we named all of those. Yeah.
It must be Chicago.
Okay.
Which was from Tony Hawk, but I think they put it in this game too.
Interesting.
The level creator. What is that one? Is it the airport? Yeah, the airport with the helicopter.
Yes, you had to grind on it.
Yeah, and then the canyon with the like dinosaurs and stuff, and then the water park.
I always remember like you would have a session with an like X number of challenges, and I always wanted to be able to do them all in that session, but I don't know if I was ever good enough then to do it.
Very difficult.
But it would be fun to try to do that once. Like, yeah, we do have to replay this game.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man,
I can't think of any other levels right now, but
I think we might have gotten.
We might have got all
most
of them.
Yeah,
The
I'd
swamp one
completely
might-
forgotten about the swamp.
That one might be the second one.
That makes sense.
It's the second or third one, and there might be a
And like the
second
train
one.
yard
that
is third or something, but
Yeah, train yard and Swampert, 1, 2, 3, maybe
Yeah.
with Woodward. Oh my god, that made me really happy.
yeah.
So my number 5,
Uh-huh.
and this was one that I think about because it influences me to this day.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite games that I played. It's a sequel, a less loved sequel that I would argue might be better, but I didn't own the first one.
Okay.
I mentioned this in Minecraft a lot as inspiration for level design that I still reference to this day.
Yeah.
We're going N64.
Yeah.
Banjo-Tooie.
Nice.
Busting out the cartridges.
Hell yeah.
So you know my love for Banjo-Kazooie.
I sure do.
Now, Robin, who we've mentioned many times on this.
Yep.
He was the one that had Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay.
I got Banjo-Tooie. The Mario, kind of counterpoint. And what this game, it's Banjo-Kazooie, but bigger. Mm-hmm. And it's interconnected. And there's something about the world design, the level design, obviously the humor in Banjo-Tooie. This was the first time you could play as Bear and Bird separately. The power-ups,
Oh, really?
the worlds, like everything to 11 is how I view this game.
Yeah.
I think other people view it as like too much. And
Jump the shark.
Kazooie is like the refined version.
Yeah.
But I've played both. This is still my favorite.
That's I
As
like that.
classic as Kazooie is, like I still think this one did it better. And it also left us with an ending yet to be resolved. Oh man! Yet to get Banjo 3E. Literally, because I'll tell you.
Do you want to be called that?
No, without telling you, it doesn't give anything away. But this game ends with it saying, "I'll see you in Banjo 3E."
Oh well, they have to do it.
3E. So I still need a Banjo 3E to be the official third game. Not nuts and bolts, none of that. And
Not
I don't know.
ukulele.
I don't know. As happy I am that got made, I still need Banjo 3. That is as much like these games getting remastered.
Yep.
Isn't an actual sequel getting made.
You said Spyro being remastered blew your mind in a way that like you may not be that like what the hell is going on kind of way again. I feel like if they announced they're making that, I feel like that would do that again to you. I feel like you'd be
Banjo
like,
3 would be surreal.
yeah.
It would be like, this isn't real. Just because of the history too. The Rare, losing all the people that now work at this other studio and getting by Microsoft and da-da-da-da. The number of things that would have to happen to get this to be properly made seems like it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But if Microsoft wants to make a bunch of money, then they will be like, no, we'll help you. How do we make this happen?
I mean, that seems even more like a duh. You have to do that than remastering or remaking SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much money that will make. It doesn't
We're gonna
seem
see.
like
We're gonna see. This next year's got a couple really interesting experiments, and like a Medieval, which was remade, didn't do well.
No,
but nobody asked
but for the
that.
people who do want it,
but
that's who you
sell.
hear good things from.
Like Crash is probably getting another game because of how well the Insane trilogy did.
Yeah,
and same with Reignited. Medieval, are they going to be like, we're not remaking any PS1 games because this didn't sell? It's like, but nobody asked for that one.
Right. You shouldn't make another Medieval game.
No.
Keep testing the waters, though.
Pre-making these old games, though.
Yeah.
And I want to play Medieval. It's just timing and money and all that. So, This is another game I want to play again. But currently, the easiest way to replay this is on Rare Replay on an Xbox, and I still want to play it with an N64 controller.
Yeah.
You know, and my N64 was like, I had that until I got a PS3.
Yeah.
So I've played these games a lot.
Yeah.
And that one holds up.
One day.
One day.
I'm sure. I know I will play them eventually, but like
One day.
especially if they announce a Banjo 3E,
Yeah.
I'll play those two games. The same way like with movies when they're making a sequel like Ghostbusters and
This is a no rush to play game.
right.
It'll be there.
But it will force me, not that I don't want to, but like I'm like, well, I have to play those now.
I'll make you.
Yeah. What am I on? 4.
Number 4.
I literally just switched my 4 and my 2
Okay.
because I realized it was wrong.
That's fine.
It's wrong. So my new number 4, which was doesn't matter.
I love my top 5. I love my top 4.
I love my top 6.
I mean, I love all of them.
I know.
This is 4?
It is 4. I struggled between picking 1, 2, or 3. But
Oh, at 4?
yeah.
Oh, I'm
No,
excited.
you don't.
No,
You may
wouldn't-
know what I'm talking
You
about.
wouldn't have struggled.
You may know what I'm talking about.
You wouldn't have struggled.
This is, I don't know if this is what you're talking about. This is
Okay.
made by EA.
Oh,
Not what you're thinking,
no,
right?
not at all.
Yeah. Skate 2.
I was, you got me right before.
I was thinking about it. I'm just like, what world do I connect with the most? 1 felt a little hollow, and 3 felt almost a little too fleshed out.
Is that the one I actually played?
This is the one this is like your
no,
first.
No.
Yeah.
Is that the physical game I played, or
Yeah.
did I buy Skate 2?
No, you played this.
So I platinumed that.
Yeah. You platinumed this.
Like that. Like,
Yeah.
that's so weird, because I look every once in a while, I'm like, I don't have that.
But like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Skate 1 was great and awesome, but like this added to it in a way that I was so much fun. And then 3 was almost too much. But
Yeah, 3 was too much.
like the Danny Way skate park
2,
and
like you said, was the first game refined. Like, this is the better Skate game.
Yeah.
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I love this game. It added the like getting hurt stuff.
Oh, dude, the
But without
Hall
going,
of Meat.
But without going too far. Oh
The
my
Hall
god.
of Meat was so fun.
This is another one we'll have
It didn't
to
have
play.
too much online stuff.
Yep.
It did have the online stuff, but
But a
like
little.
Skate 3 was kind of annoying.
Because this was what was hard to get the platinum, was I had to reach like level 50 in the online.
Yep, and you did it so much. I'm like, you're still doing this, but you did it.
I was determined. I loved that game. Oh my god.
I love the way that the entire world is like a downhill thing. Like you can go from the top of the map to the bottom in one fluid line, and then reset with your marker that you set to go back up to the top. It's so much fun.
It's perfect.
It is perfect.
Because skating is all about the line, and it's just like, just keep perfecting the line. The entire Skate series, and Skate 4 is always talked about. So Skate 1, like one of my first PS3 memories, directly tied to you, because you were the only person I knew that had a PS3.
Yeah.
And I remember like being like, how is this a real game?
Yeah.
And it was Skate and MLB The Show that I would regularly go to GameStops
Just to play.
to play
Yeah, that's so crazy.
and dream about.
Yeah.
I want a PS3. I would dream about getting a PS3 to play those games.
I mean, the fact that you like do tricks with the right stick and it all makes sense. You're like, yeah, I know why this is a 360 flip. It's like, and you would always beat me at Skate because you just had that movement down. Like my right stick or my right thumb betrayed me most of the time, but it was so fun.
I'm literally going over the motions in my head right now. Of
like a nollie laser flip and
yeah. Oh my god.
shove it, pop shove it, kick flip. Oh man, so good.
So good.
Hard flip.
And growing
Did you do
up
a hard
on,
flip?
Yeah.
Hard flip was a thing. Could you? What's the thing where you grind on the top of your board? I
Dark
forget.
slide.
Dark. Could you
I
dark
don't
slide?
know if you could dark slide. Maybe
I
in
don't think
3.
you
I think in 3 they added dark slide.
I was gonna make a joke and say
it
that
got weird.
Skate It was my favorite skate game, but I just decided against that.
Painful. I think Robin had that one on Wii.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
You had
kind
it
of
too?
fun. Yeah.
Oh my god, you really dedicated.
You could like jump over the Great Wall of China. It was kind of fun. but
Can't
it
do
wasn't
that.
good.
No. It was kind of fun, but not good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's just Skate's extra special because it was the evolution of Tony Hawk that we got that wasn't really Tony Hawk, but like still like allowed that skateboarding itch.
Yeah.
Special game.
Very special.
I love what you're bringing out.
I'm happy because I didn't think I was going to be able to contribute to this list, but
Number 4.
the more I thought about it, I'm like, of course I have this list.
Number 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna just block this off now. And I don't have because I got the version of this game. Mm-hmm. I don't have the typical cover, so it might not be immediately obvious what game this is.
Okay.
I wish I had the other thing to bring to represent this game.
But like in a way, I'm glad we have these weird things because like it's what our life led us to. Okay, hold on. Don't tell me.
I know that's why I'm doing this.
Oh, damn it.
So this is a game that has gone from 1 to it's currently at 4, and it has moved in my head from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4
Okay,
and
I'm
back
pretty
and
sure
forth.
I know what this is.
Because I have yet. I want to play it again, but I
Yeah.
want to play it again right, and I want to play it again pretty and gorgeous and unbelievably.
And maybe along when I play it.
And maybe when you play it.
Yeah.
God of War.
Yeah.
Came out on the best day that it could have come out. Like
For some people, it's a holiday.
they leaned into. I just love that they leaned into the fact that it came out on 420.
Did they?
Oh yeah, 100%. They knew what they were doing.
How?
So watching the documentary, like, and then moving around the dates, they were like, "Let's do this one," and then they could have some fun with it. Like,
What did they have fun with though?
just that it's the day has a little bit more buzz around it, because people are a little buzzed. No, it's not 316.
You got dangerously close there.
It's just it's 214. Like just some. It's like that's a day. It's like
It's Valentine's Day.
when you hear. Am I really doing that? Am I really just randomly naming days that are actually really close to almost things?
You
and things?
almost hit my birthday,
I
and I was gonna be
I
pissed.
know I did. And that wasn't what I was trying to do. But it's okay. 1/8.
Hey, that's my mom's birthday.
And it's close to what's happening right now? Okay. Anyways, it came out on 420 and it was just like, what? And now I hear people saying like they should release that on 420.
Yeah.
But like nobody talked about like doing that before. Regardless of that, this game so far exceeded my
I'm
expectations.
very surprised. I guess 4 works. Considering your entire life,
You will figure out why it's at 4.
I know one game that has to be higher. But
So, the other reason this game is so special to me is the unveiling of it. One of my favorite moments, one of my favorite E3 moments.
Oh
one
my
that
God.
We watched together.
it's on.
One-
It might be one of the first images on the Huber Rebels Instagram. If you want to go see, was us watching this, and we're like, huh?
And the only hint that I'd gotten was a leak of like Kratos with a beard. And I was like, that's really weird.
Yeah.
But we'll see if they do that. You'd heard problems at Sony Santa Monica. So is this still happening? No, this must be happening. Even still, when they finally unveiled this, everything that went into it didn't think that this was what they were going to show. And they show it and they show it. And Kratos walks out from the dark. And it was just like, that is going to be a top moment ever for me.
I
Watching-
will remember that.
Watching the documentary and seeing everything that was happening on the other side of it,
Yeah.
it was that. There's a reason we felt that. Like
Yeah.
a lot went into that. People went into that. Like years went into that. Such a special moment. And for the game to not even like just meet that, but exceed that so far beyond. And I'll be honest, people were like, oh, it looks like Last of It. It looks like dumb. I was in from the first second. I
Yeah.
was like, that looks like nothing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And not what I would ever expect. And you have to play this game.
I'm happy you have that.
The
I like that's the steelbook. Like that's so cool.
And I have the statue and the little things. I'm so happy I got the collector's
And I have it
edition for
downstairs.
this.
I own it now.
God of War?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait to play it.
Cannot wait for you to play
I
this.
thought it was Skyrim for a second. I'm like, do I not know you?
Like,
Like,
not even played that
I
game.
know, but it looks like it, right? Like all dark and.
I can see God of War right here. So that's perfect that you can't
Oh, really?
on the,
That's so cool.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not going to talk about it too much because there's lots of spoilers
Sure.
stuff. But yes, God of War is a very special game. This is one that I've debated being my favorite game.
Yeah.
But I'm like, not quite.
Yeah.
It's close. Top three.
Top three. I don't have this with me. I'm 99% sure this is at Robin's house, so I'm not too upset about it. Common theme, I know.
I love it.
This is something that he and I share a lot more than you and I
I
share.
know what it is. I was waiting for this one. I forgot about it, but I was waiting for this one.
I wish I had it, and I wish I could drop it. You had mentioned that Burnout Paradise was like the definitive like arcade racing game or something along those lines.
Chronologically,
Sure.
but pre-Burnout Paradise,
Dude, Need for Speed Most Wanted is like still such a fun game. I want to play that forever.
yeah. Remaster it.
The music, please remaster. They kind of did. Like I said, they made Need for Speed Most Wanted by Criterion, and it sucked.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even anywhere near the same game.
Yeah.
Completely different story, different world, like different mechanics. Like I want this game with better graphics so bad.
I have a weird way for you to get that.
How?
So this game also came out on 360.
Oh yeah.
When you get a Series X,
Backwards compatibility.
there's one option if they don't remaster it by then.
I'll do that regardless, just
But
because I love that
might
game.
be a fun way to like play it again.
But I mean, like Robin and I have played
Yeah.
through this game so much to the point where, like, even just a couple years ago, he's like, "Hey, do you want to start Most Wanted again?" I'm like, "Yep, I sure
love
do."
this game because of you guys.
Right.
I don't even remember really playing
But
it.
it's
that
so
much.
funny because like there's a customizable car like thing. You
Yeah.
can like paint your car and put decals on it. Like
Yeah.
we've gone through different phases in our lives where different cars look cool, and
Mm-hmm.
we've gone back and looked at our old ones and we're like, "Oh my god, that's what we thought was cool."
That's really
But that's how
funny.
many different phases of our life we've
Yep.
played this game through.
That's so awesome.
And it feeds directly into Need for Speed Carbon, which was also
Really?
pretty good.
I didn't know that was connected. That's
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
literal like minutes
That's-
difference.
Wow. Like
Yeah.
Rogue One to Episode 4.
Yep. No, literally.
Oh
like
my
it's
God.
very similar.
Okay, that remaster that bundle.
Oh man. Oh, that would be sweet.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool. But Razor and Mia, who is somebody. Hold on.
Yeah.
Do you remember Mia? She was at the beginning. She's like, "Hey, I know you're about to drive cars really fast and crash them, but don't do that in real life, and always wear your seatbelt." Good stuff.
That's a classic.
Oh.
I was wondering where that was going.
There were different levels of like cops, like level, like GTA 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh,
Robin
yes.
and I had nicknames
Heat.
for all of them.
Heat, right?
Yeah,
I remember you guys'
there were
nicknames.
zebras.
Yeah.
And I have them written down somewhere. Zebras
Yeah.
is like the first one, I think. Blackies.
I don't remember them, but I remember you guys
Yeah.
having names for everything. And it made me like the game more. I was like, oh, what?
Right.
Like, oh, that's cool.
Because
I
it
love
was
it.
like a tag team. Like one person would be focused on driving, and the other person would say like, "Oh, you got something like incoming. Like look out."
That's
Just
awesome.
Good stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me.
Number 3, world premiere.
World premiere. Another recent game.
Uh-huh.
Another. So I tried to not double up franchises, and I dedicated to this one.
Mhm.
Because as a moment in time, it was what I've always wanted. The days leading up to it, sitting at work, almost shaking, listening to the soundtrack and the music over and 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 over, and just like I couldn't contain my hype. You can talk to Sherry, and she could probably remember. Like, she would just listen to me talk about the game and like how excited I was. I took the day off work. It was a double event. This game has even more weight to it because it is officially the greatest launch game of all time. Breath of the Wild.
Oh, damn. Not ready for that. Okay, yeah. You say you didn't want to double up franchises.
This is my Zelda game
Yeah.
that I went with
Oh, I see what you're saying.
for a number of reasons,
Yeah.
but it was an experience I didn't think would be possible to have again as an adult in a franchise like this, in a time like this, with a new console shared between me and you
Yeah.
and Maya.
Yeah.
And I wanted that.
Yeah.
I wanted us to all be a part of whatever this was, because we have this forever now. And this might never be ever replicated again.
Yep.
Like the breaking the mind of portable gaming is done. The Switch did it.
Yep.
This was it. That moment of like, this isn't possible. Other people might not get to experience. They'll be like, that's possible.
You can play that anywhere in the world just as easily as you can play it on your TV.
And that had never happened before. And it wasn't just like, you can do that, but with one of the most impressive, expansive games of all time. In one of the greatest franchises of all time.
Yep.
On a new, like the number
In
of...
a beautiful evolution of that franchise too.
Like redefining something again.
Yeah.
It's redefinition of a franchise.
Yep.
Redefinition of a franchise.
Yep.
I might have another one of those coming up, coincidentally. And
Interesting.
I put the most hours into Breath of the Wild that I probably have as an adult.
Yeah.
In one game like this. But this takes me back to being a kid and just playing a game over and over and over and just exploring it expansively. And have you beaten it yet?
The only reason why it's not on my top 10 is because I have not beaten it, but undeniably it's one of the best games I've ever played. It might be the best game I've ever played.
That's where it becomes tricky, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it's up there.
But like, obviously I don't have the same attachment that you do, including all the back history of like playing the other Zelda games, and I haven't finished it, but I've played a ton of that game.
Even the development of this game, I bought a Wii U for this game. I bought a Wii U.
Why?
Because Zelda U was coming out. And it was called Zelda U. And they had shown us clips of it. And I was like, well, I have to own that game. It's coming out on Wii U. Let me just get a Wii U.
Yeah.
I'll play a couple of these other games. This game was so impressive that it took them so long that they simultaneously launched it with the Switch.
Yeah.
And I never played it on Wii U.
Oh, no.
So I bought a Wii U to play a game that I never got for it.
That's funny though.
I have a Wii U. It's a relic, whatever. I played some other Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I played that with Maya. That was another fun experience.
And that Mario game.
And which we still haven't beaten.
Right.
And honestly, it's just going to come to Switch, hopefully, and then we can play it on there.
Yeah. Everything has to come to Switch.
I could talk about this game forever. The first feeling of jumping off the plateau and feeling like, oh my God, I could go anywhere.
It is a truly just gorgeous game and experience.
The other thing about this game is we still haven't even seen its impact. It is going to be defining and affecting games for the next 5 years.
Yeah. Generation.
Because that lag time, we're getting a little bit of it now, and then over the next 5 years, we'll still get stuff like this.
Yeah.
Now they're making another one and a sequel to this game. The fact this game is getting a sequel, I think it might not have the same effect of like all this universe stuff coming together to create this moment.
Yeah.
I think it might be a better game though.
I want it to be. Yeah. I hope it is. Like, that's only good for us.
And I think it's coming next year.
Wow. 2020?
I think 1 year from now we will have the sequel to this because it's all Nintendo can do to compete with PS5 and Xbox.
Will it be
Series
Breath of the
X.
Wild 2?
Yep.
Cool.
No.
Has there been another Zelda 2 game?
Yeah.
Really?
First one, Zelda 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nobody plays it.
Yeah.
Went side scroller.
Interesting.
I want to play it, but I'll probably play it on NES Online.
Okay.
Because they have special versions of it.
Yeah.
With that. Number 2.
Okay. Yet again, don't physically have this with me.
I don't have my physical number 2.
Okay. Here's something I want to ask you. Mm-hmm. Do you think we share one of our final 2?
I'm hoping, but I don't think so.
Really?
I know we don't share my number 1.
I do too.
So this is the
only shot. It has to be our 2. Do you physically own your number 2?
Nope.
Okay. It's not something I ever want to physically own because it was not originally intended to be physically owned. And just seeing it in stores on the shelves makes me feel weird, even though I also love it because so many people can play it. And it really could be my number 1 if my number 1 wasn't the reason I love video games as much as I do.
When did I tell you about this game?
2011.
How did I tell you about this game?
Over text in a video to me and Robin.
Facebook message.
Yeah. Yep.
You haven't said it. I know what it's going to be.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know what to say. Like, if that's not the best game, then Minecraft is like arguably the best game I've ever played. Like, just for what all the endless possibilities that it is and what it's done to
10 years in. Oh, and yeah, it's my number 2 as well.
Yeah.
10 years in. One, the fact it's still going.
Mm-hmm.
The fact it's gotten to this point improved so much.
It
is now
not
the
slowing down.
Best-selling game of all time.
Yep. From an indie.
How do you not say
crew,
it's the greatest game of all time?
Yeah.
In terms of what it's done, it's the Fortnite element, but even more accessible.
It was the phenomenon before Fortnite, I think, because everyone knows what Minecraft is. Everyone knows what Fortnite is. Everyone knows what Minecraft is.
Even if
whether you
don't play
love it
video
or
games.
hate it, you never played it. Maybe you've watched. Maybe you've watched the story mode on Netflix.
Yeah, honestly, the fact that it's there now,
Or
so
you'll
crazy.
see the movie someday. Hopefully, maybe.
Oh yeah, it'll
But
be made.
It's just it's so crazy what it's done in all those years.
I never would have imagined it got to this, but I will never get away from that first feeling of, wait, you can just kind of like live and survive and build whatever you want and do whatever you want. It's completely open-ended. This is what I've always wanted.
Because people don't get that. They're like, no, but what are you supposed to do? It's like,
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
No, but what does it want me to do? What do you want to do?
For years, that was what it was. And so
Yeah.
they put a bunch of stuff into the game of telling you what to do.
Kind of unfortunately, but like it's all good stuff too.
I would argue that because it's passively accessible,
Right.
it's improved the game.
You don't have to go to the end.
But so if we go back a little bit,
Yeah.
Minecraft started with, I found it, I sent it to you, and then we kind of discovered it and went with that.
Yep.
We figured out how to do multiplayer. The first time I had ever engineered anything on a computer
Yeah.
to figure out how to do honestly,
A
Minecraft
server.
might be the reason I still play video games. I just thought about that. I built a PC for Minecraft.
Right.
Didn't say it.
Yeah.
But in the back of my head, it was like, I really want to be able to run Minecraft really well and play mods and stuff.
And that could still happen. Like we could still do that someday.
Figuring out how to run a server
Yep.
and play multiplayer, building an entire thing for the end,
Pain in the ass.
for the Nether.
Yep.
And then
Which didn't work in
and then
multiplayer.
standing in there and being like, why isn't this working?
We built a whole house in this world with like cool stuff, and then we built our nether room and built the portal, and then cool, not supported yet.
building a bed out of wool to then later be replaced by real beds.
Actual beds.
I'm so happy we've gone with this game from the beginning. And
I think my first experience playing it was like the online creative, which I don't. Did you say you never did that?
I never did that.
My dad and I did that.
Yeah, I remember.
And he was like, "This is pretty cool." And so when you first sent us that on Facebook Messenger, you sent it to me and Robin.
Yep.
The three of us had played games since we were young,
Yep.
right? And I remember he was like, "This is pretty cool."
Yep.
And I was like, "Eh." And look where we are now.
I don't think he ever played it. No. Now we are. I don't even know how to describe where
Honestly,
we are.
you say it's the reason you still play video games. I think it's a lot of the reason is why we're as close as we are too.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was just gonna say, first time going to Vegas.
Yep. We went to Minecon.
The first Minecon.
Yep.
Which thank God we did that, and thank your dad that we did
I remember
that.
asking my dad, I'm like, is this feasible? Like, I know this is crazy because like we're young kids and we want to go to this convention in Vegas, but like, please, can we do this?
I think I was like, I'll drive, and then
Right.
but it was like I had just started driving. I had never done anything like that, and
Yeah.
your dad was like, "Let me drive you guys."
Because my dad saw what this game was. He
Yeah.
gets it. He likes this game. He
Yeah.
played this game.
I was gonna say, I remember us building stuff, and
Yeah.
then you always like updating him on like what we built.
It's just he gets the impact of this game and how like endless it is, and how my grandma gets of how it can like help your creativity, and she thinks that's really cool. Like it's a super special game.
It's the we could do we will do an entire episode on Minecraft.
Yeah,
That's
even though we don't play it as much as either of us would like we will always play this
Yep.
game.
it's officially never going away.
No.
For me.
No.
Like and if I just quickly go through this list, I'm already most of the way through it, and it stands above all of them.
Yeah.
In terms of its staying power.
Yeah.
This is what I was gonna say. Apparently on YouTube, it is still tens of billions of views ahead of anything else. Second place.
Oh, revolutionized
close. YouTube.
like YouTube.
Oh my God.
It,
yes.
it introduced it kind of created the Let's Plays and the gaming channels and the gaming entire aspect of YouTube. YouTube gaming probably wouldn't exist without Minecraft.
I feel angry.
The people don't get it?
No.
No.
At its existence, but not anger.
Right.
Like emotion that can't be like described.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That all those dreams of like, man, imagine if it's gonna be like that one day. No. I'm just not gonna think about it for 6 months. Oh my God, look at all the stuff they've added. I joined Twitter because of Minecraft to follow the development of this game.
Yep.
It created the early access model that now all games follow. The idea that you can follow a game over development, it can stay. You don't have to have multiple versions. You can just update it as it goes. Like, it has created the modern industry. Like, arguably through, like you said, YouTube and all the like early access and social media and involvement with the community. Games are still trying to do what they did and failing.
And I have even more to thank it for because, like, without Minecraft, I wouldn't probably know who the Yogscast are. Maybe the Yogscast wouldn't be the Yogscast.
The first night.
The Yogscast are, like,
Yeah.
deep inside of me. Like, they are to
That's
my
what she
core,
said.
like, a part of who I am. I watch them all the time. And now Hat Films is a part of the Yogscast. But Hat Films are Hat Films because they started making Minecraft trailers.
Wait, they're part of Yogscast?
Yeah.
I feel like you told me that, and
They've been part of them for like 6 years.
Awesome.
But they got recognized because they were really good at making videos, and Mojang hired them to make Minecraft trailers.
Yeah. It's insane. I still remember every beta update. It would be the Hat Films
their videos.
Like, trail, and they killed it.
Yeah.
I will give a shout out to 2 more people.
Yeah.
Captain Sparkles. His music videos and his Let's Plays in survival. I think my favorite series he ever did was Survival Island.
Yeah.
And I think if you take a snapshot of episode 1 and wherever that ended up, it's insane.
Yeah.
I think that's where Jerry came from. The slime,
Jerry the slime.
the tree, like I don't even remember watching all that, but it's in here.
Yep.
Like I lived all that, like apparently, like it's insane.
Like that was as much of a story arc as like a lot of movie series are. Yeah.
The epic Star Wars trilogy. And
And it's same with Shadow of Isterfell. Even though it's unfinished, but like, dear God.
We need to create one.
I mean, that's what we were kind of thinking of. But
Well, we were going to do like a live one, but I mean like an actual, like something like
scripted
that.
story. Yeah.
That might be possible.
That would be cool. Who's your other person?
Scene Anners.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, man, I missed that, man.
Yep. Because he really fell off from Minecraft videos.
And YouTube now.
But there's a few moments that are in the annals of YouTube history for me.
Yeah.
And it's the chicken. I don't remember what his name was, but like trapping him. And
Chicken.
Perhaps I should alert the authorities of chicken trapping festivities. I love you, chicken. Can you make more eggs for me?
and maybe dancing with him or singing.
I love you, chicken.
So the chicken, I think the easy one is the butter shoes.
Yep.
But the first time,
Bowser Cave.
oh,
Remember
when
Bowser
he was
Cave?
just exploring.
Yeah.
Oh, back when you used to just explore Minecraft.
Yep.
And the first time he went to the Nether,
Mm-hmm.
that's the moment. That was, I've never laughed so hard in my life.
You broke my door, you son of a bitch.
It was just like, it was so early. Like you look at it now and it's so simple, but it was like, that was so new.
Yeah.
And fresh and exciting. It was amazing. And I still remember on my laptop, I think my mom was visiting and I was playing Minecraft. I was hanging out with her and my grandma and we were like watching stuff, and there's like these creepy noises coming from the cave and I'm freaking out and they're like, what are you doing? And showing it and it being like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And like still having that first world, being in community college and going in between my classes in the library, taking my laptop just so I could mine. And people probably were like, what the hell is that guy doing?
Who cares?
And I was like, every second I could play that game, I needed to play that game.
Yep. I'm so happy we both have it there.
That was the other thing I was gonna say when I did this earlier.
Yep. That's what you forgot. That is shameful. But I'm happy it's there.
It went right to 2.
Yeah.
It wasn't even difficult.
This is perfect because our 2 and 1.
Minecraft is almost its own category, which is why I think I forgot it.
Yes.
Because I didn't think of it just like a game.
It's like cheating to put it on.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a game. It's it's Minecraft.
One more shout out that I did want to say. All of this, possibly what made me fall even more in love with Minecraft.
Yeah.
Was when I introduced it to Maya.
Oh yeah.
And now the first time I ever showed it to her, to show how crazy I am, we were still at UCSD together.
Wow.
First 2 months we were going out. And I was like, I need to show you my Minecraft.
But that's important, right?
And she stayed with me.
Yeah.
Like, thinking back on that, like, I was like, I need to show you my nerdy game that I built. Like,
right.
What was I thinking?
It's like, are you into this or no?
I didn't care. Like,
Right.
that's how much unabashedly I loved it.
Right.
And she was not into it. She didn't hate on it. She was like, okay. And the fact that I got to teach her that entire game.
Mm-hmm. You have a whole world that you guys did together.
It's one of my favorite gaming experiences ever.
That's so cool. Okay, so I was saying like our 2 and do you know what my number 1 is?
I know what your 1 is.
I know what your 1 is too.
Yeah, you have to know what my 1 is.
And I'm really happy that we share 2 and have our own 1s.
And that they're similar in their purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know which is my 1?
The best one. Well, I would assume it's the best one.
I hope you know.
I platinumed it.
Interesting. I'm concerned. No, I'm pretty sure. Okay, now, when I was looking downstairs, I didn't see this, and I saw 3 of the 4 individually, but I also have the collection of the first 3.
Yes.
So it's in here.
Yes.
But
I brought
don't
some
have
of those,
the
but I'm
actual.
not going to put them out.
But Sly Cooper 2
Yes.
is undeniably my favorite game of all time. Sly Cooper is the reason I like games as much as I do. It's one of my first gaming memories.
Love it.
Gaming memories I have with my dad of like racing games, but those aren't like stories. This was the first like story I ever played, and I fell in love with it instantly. From 1 through 4, I love them all. I don't care.
You played 4?
Oh yeah, I beat it.
I'm really happy you did that.
So I remember you were saying that you and your friend were sketching stuff for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
Right?
like ideas and stuff. Yeah,
My friend and I were doing that for Sly Cooper before even 3 had come out.
Yeah.
We're like, we want a book, we want a movie. Here's
love
what
it.
we want for the games. Like,
That's when you know you love something.
yep. And I still want a movie. There apparently what happened with the show?
It was going to be an animated movie that they then turned into a show that now nothing
where
has
is
happened.
it?
Because
Apparently it
Ratchet and Clank
exists.
failed. I think they're on the probably hiatus, but Sony has reorganized into that whole movie studio, so maybe now is when they actually put that into motion.
I want it so bad.
Just like the Uncharted movie that's been like up and down and up and down
With
and up
Tom
and down,
Holland?
and up and down. Yeah, now, but that's the end of it, like
Right.
where they got him. There was other people involved.
That's crazy.
With it.
But like I told you, I had the whole drama where I didn't get to beat 2 because my game froze.
Yes, I
and
always
for
think of
years
that.
I never beat
Yep.
it, and then I finally went back and beat it, and then I played 3.
That's such a
and then-
crazy like time warp.
But 1 and 2 are very different games, and
Oh yeah.
2 is like the first like open world one, and 2 and 3 are very similar, but I like the worlds in 2 more. And it's just Sly Cooper is my avatar on PlayStation. I will get his cane tattooed on my body at some point in my life, probably sooner than later. I love Sly Cooper to death, and I always will.
He's amazing.
Will always be my number 1.
And I feel like I was able to get into it off of your like love of it and hype of it, and like ask you stuff about it.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy I went back and like I have a frame of reference for these games now. I don't know if I finished 3. I think I did, because I don't think I would have gone through and not finished all of them.
Yeah.
Does 3 end with some like crazy epic boss fight?
Yes.
If I see, I'm remembering the end of 3 because I don't think 2 ends. How does 2 end?
So there's the blimp level, and then there's clock. What's his name? Damn it. Clockwork.
Okay.
Is
the owl?
the bird or the owl? Yeah.
Is that the
you
end of
fight
2?
him like on the ground, and that's when Bentley gets hurt.
Wait, is that the end of 2?
Yes.
Okay, that's the ending I'm thinking.
There's
of.
another Clockwork boss at the end of 3. I'm pretty sure he's the boss for all 3. I kind of forget, but I will play this again very soon.
I'm gonna have to go back and check. It's another one where I'm like waiting for.
No, there was a different boss for 3.
Yeah,
it was in a
there
vault.
Has to be. I want to play these on PS4 now. I don't want to fire up my PS3 and have to play it on there. Even if it's this version of it.
It's on PS
now.
But
I don't have that. I'm hoping PS5.
I'm considering doing it
I'm hoping PS5 will just let me put that disc in.
Do we not know yet?
No.
It'll be backwards compatible, right?
We don't know yet.
Oh, we don't know.
I'm
Damn it.
hoping. PS3 is the biggest question mark because PS3 has never been emulated officially by Sony. And I hope they do more with Sly Cooper. I hope that franchise is not gone.
Yeah. Damn. Sly Cooper 3 had some really good levels and bosses too.
Yeah.
It had the China level.
Yes, see, I definitely played that level.
With the like rooster, General Sao.
So that's why like I have to go back and see if I made it all the way through that game. I definitely played it though. But I love to. With the India level and the we were talking about that recently. Yep. That's a great game. Are you ready?
Yep.
You know what it is.
Yep.
I've talked about this game incessantly.
Yep.
This is the game that defines me.
Yep.
This is the game that is the reason I play video games.
Yep.
Is the first game I owned, for the first system that I owned, that I got for Christmas, like we mentioned. However, I was 4 years old when I got this. And I think back on like, how was I doing this?
Yeah.
Well, my grandma. Mm-hmm. And if I remember playing this game, I had the guide along with her, and she helped me through this entire game.
What a hero she is.
Taught me how to play video games.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm talking about another genre-defining, franchise-defining, reinventing game, Super Mario 64.
Yep.
Easy. It'll never be topped. It'll never be moved from this top spot. It holds it forever. And Minecraft will definitively hold number 2. 1 and 2 are the only 2 games that will ever be locked in.
Yep.
I don't remember when I found him, but I had him. This is from Mario 64.
Oh, wow.
Officially licensed Nintendo.
That is awesome.
64. So he has the flying cap that he has in the game.
Yep.
And he now sits by my TV forever. And he will sit by my TV forever. I didn't experience this game like everybody else. Everybody else was having this experience.
Mm-hmm.
Of
where
like,
it's like mind-blowing.
This has never been done. How are they doing this in 3D? This is crazy. This is definitive. So Maya's niece, I think, had that experience with this, and it made me so happy.
Yeah.
To like, when I see her get so excited for this, I'm like, oh, like it just takes me back. And this is the physical game. This is the one. Like my save data is on here.
Yeah.
I still wish I had the.
That's so crazy.
The game case. I should have brought it, but when I was in Japan, there was only one game. I wanted to get others, but there was one game I had to get, and I got the Japanese version of
that
Mario 64.
That's so sick.
With the box, with everything. I should have brought it. I forgot that I had it. I
like that it's the original. What does KA mean? Kid approved?
Kids to adults.
Okay.
That's great. That was probably new. That was. I don't see that rating anymore.
Yeah.
Essentially E for everyone, as you can see. No Clip did a documentary about the ESRB recently because nothing had been known about them. Super secretive.
That's cool.
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
I would recommend it.
Yeah.
That one. I still have the guide. I might have to get a tattoo for this one.
I mean, we were talking the other day about
this Star Wars
tattoos.
and Minecraft is making me in Lakers. Those are the 4 things.
Yeah. Pillars of your life.
Daisy.
In Maya.
She might be the one that I don't need a Maya tattoo. No,
we're talking about importance.
Legit told me not to do that.
Well, no, that would be, I don't like that either.
Don't put my name. But we'll see what happens with that. But this just makes me really happy to see all these games.
This turned out so much better than I even expected. Like earlier today, I finally got like excited for it. I'm like, okay, I can do this. But this was a great run down memory lane.
We have like 20 other games that we could talk about, but I want to save. Let's save those for another time. If there's
like 8 games in this box still.
If there's some honorable mentions you want to grab out. We'll do that
Post show.
in the post show.
Okay, yeah.
But
Good.
Go ahead and take us out.
Thank you very much. If you sat through all of this, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching and listening to this special episode of the Huber Rebels podcast. It's kind of a
number 23 in honor of LeBron.
Kind of
a
phase ending episode of the Huber Rebels podcast, because the next one will be live. A new start. We're going to try and do this thing live. But if you have watched, you can listen to us on some podcast streaming services, and if you have listened, you can watch us on YouTube at Huber Rebels. You can also join on Patreon and support us for $1. You can get bonus content like us giving honorable mentions in the post show. But I've got nothing else. My name is Jordan,
and my name is Ethan. We are the Huber Rebels.
Till next time.
Welcome to the rebellion.